Hello there and welcome to the Gabbing About Podcast episode 1. I am your host Antonio Phillips, aka GHAMVs on the YouTubes and at Heavy Evil on the Twitter. Now the Gabbing About Podcast came from me wanting to do a podcast that had no form, no structure, because I've been doing podcasts for many years now and they always have a structure to them. They always are very stiff in a way. Like everyone is always in the DMs, in the group chat saying, when we're meeting up, when we're doing this. And with this, whenever I feel like it, I'm going to get a friend on, or someone completely random, and just speak to them. It might be 10 minutes, it might be an hour, it might be, in this case, 2.5 hours. And with my guest, we'll be talking about anything. So, for example, me and Tyler, this was the first time we've ever had a one-on-one conversation. So we were learning about each other as we went on, because we know, pretty much nothing about each other. Before I continue, this is an explicit show, so there is going to be swearing, sexual references, and all that shit. So there you go, there's a little warning for you. But yes, the first ever guest for the Gabbing About Podcast is a man named Tyler, aka Chaotic Sloth on YouTube and Twitter. And in this first episode, we talk about things such as video games, pornography and our habits when we load up a certain website, wink wink, working in the fast food industry, and also how Tyler ended up becoming a manager for many different Burger King branches. So ladies, gentlemen, and others, wherever you are in the world, let's get gabbing. Well, alright, so I'm used to being on a film set, so this is how I'm used to syncing. Ready? That's it. That's how I sync.
Oh, okay.
That's what a clapper's for. The clapper is for two things. It's to show the shot list so that someone knows when the edit, okay, it's scene 2, take 1. And also it's just to sync the sound. That's all it's for.
Yeah.
And that's someone's job. Someone gets paid to do that.
Just clapper thingy.
Yeah, and I own a clapper.
Sick.
I've never taken out the shrink wrap because on set it's easier to run on set and go, bleh, then run off.
Just run on screen and just say, the Nazis are coming! Just fucking run away.
I just want to have fun with this. So I'm alright, have you listened to the Sleepy Cast?
No, the only podcast that I've listened to is the Procrastinators podcast and
I know that.
The H3H3 podcast. I've listened to only 2 episodes of the H3H3 one though.
It's weird. I fell off H3H3 because I've been following them since 10k.
Yeah, no,
I fell off with them.
Same here. A fucking back when they were still in Israel, with shitty amount of subscribers and just doing these little skits and stuff. They were absolutely fucking hilarious. I mean, of course people change, and he seems to have become this justice person for YouTube, which I mean is fucking awesome in its own right, because YouTube needs someone like that. But at the same time, it's kind of at the price of he's left what made him famous, if you know what I mean. Well,
yeah.
Even saying that, he probably didn't get famous from the earlier stuff. He got famous from when he started to actually branch out into the YouTube kind of stuff. So I mean, I guess he didn't really lose what made him famous. He just changed.
I mean, out of all big YouTubers I followed, I followed I hate everything from 500 subs.
Oh yeah,
I found one of his mini rants.
My friend is actually the same. He got me into him when he was at 4,000. He just released the I Hate Anime episode.
Yeah.
And I actually got him on Facebook and I had a small conversation with him, just because he was a small YouTuber at the time, so he's obviously not getting flooded with these messages. And it's amazing how all these YouTubers, you just find them small, you see them grow and you see them change for the worse in your own tastes, I guess.
I don't think Alex changed very much. I don't think Alex was that bad. He didn't change much at all to me.
I think that's the problem with Alex, though, is that he didn't change. His whole thing is exactly just the whole thing, Mm-hmm. I hate everything, and that's all he's got. Yeah,
that's fair. I mean, he has branched off to other stuff. I like the Sedona cast, which is him, Ralph the Movie Maker. Ralph the Movie Maker I found when he was tiny, as well. It's so weird.
I don't know that one.
He's really good. I'd recommend him. If you like film review channels and stuff, I'd recommend Ralph Seppi. I'm one of his Kickstarters actually. I donated a little bit to him. I am that kind of guy though. I'd rather donate to a good YouTuber than pay for say Netflix or something. I'm a patron of Nakey Jakey and stuff. I love him.
Oh, my
couple
mate
others.
the exact same mate got me into Nakey Jakey. It's just like, I don't watch that much YouTube, but whenever I watch a YouTuber, it's because of a good reason. You know, I'm subscribed to a lot, but it doesn't mean I'm going to actually watch a lot of people. Like, there's very few people that I'll watch every single episode of, you know? John Tron's one of them. Like, I don't understand how people have just said that he's gone shit. I mean, he's just doing different things and he's branching out. His formula hasn't really changed.
No. I during like my end of school, so I'm not, I'm in higher education now, but actual school, JonTron was one of my late night YouTube channels. Like, I'd fall asleep watching him, and it was weird. Whenever I hear that theme, it's like, it's 4 a.m. It's time to go to bed, kind of thing. And I still do that to this day. So when I watch like a new video when it comes out when I'm at uni, I'm like, shit, it's not 4 a.m. That's weird.
What tells me I need to go to bed is when I hear the birds start chirping.
Well, that's the thing. Alright, so in the UK, at like 2 a.m., there used to be this thing, like, when it's bedtime, when the woman who does sign language comes on TV. That was my thing as a kid. Like, so, like, big shows get done with hand language and stuff. I think the term's ASL, the official name. That used to be my old, I'm up too late, I got school at 7. But now it's when I see the sun. And go,
exactly.
I spent all last night learning After Effects. I should go to sleep now. Like, I experienced that the most when I proper bummed Overwatch, like when I was playing it every night. That was I think that's the only time in my life I've been addicted to a video game.
Oh, really?
Because,
Well, fuck, you got into the top 500, didn't you?
That was the reason I got to the top 500. Like, I gotta keep this, man. I'm where the big boys play, which really I'm not. I'm sat in my room when everyone else is having sex in my fucking dorm. There was one night when I came back and my mate Ollie broke up with his girlfriend, and he basically was getting on with someone. I knocked on the door and said, "Can you shut up? We're doing scrims." Because I was part of like some semi-pro team, like earning like $100 to like come fourth in like a tournament, which is pretty good for someone.
Yeah, is that $100 each or $100 for the team?
Each, and like I got so much shit because I played with a controller. Not keyboard and mouse.
You fucking played with the controller and you're in the top 500. You fucking cheeky bastard.
And do you know what makes it even more cheeky? I was a healer main. I was a Lucio, Ana, and Mercy main.
Well, to be fair, like healers are pretty. They can go either one or two ways. Because if your team's absolutely fucking garbage, then you're gonna fall to the ground with them. But if your team is doing good and you're keeping them alive and shit, then you're gonna get just right along the fucking
Yeah, that's true. But I had to adapt to basically become a battle Lucio Mercy. So my normal tactic with a shit team was bring everyone to the point, and then using Lucio's momentum, because there was that update where you can build momentum. I'd fly behind, get a few good boops to push them into the center, go away and say, "Team, after them," pretty much. So I was that fucking Lucio that was always on the wall. You had to look up to find me. You'd have to look up and I'd go, "Yoo-hoo," down there. And I was that bitch Mercy that would run in with a pistol and scare away someone. I miss Overwatch, but at the same time I don't, because I was addicted. Like, proper addicted. I had to uninstall. I had an Xbox copy as well. I sold that to a friend. I was like, no. Cold turkey.
So you've just ditched it altogether now?
I did, yeah, because, 6 hours a day, man. That's a job. And I was losing sleep and stuff. And after a couple months of, playing every day, top 500, and, like, dipping in and out, it's like, I gotta stop, man. This is bad for me.
I guess, yeah.
The first step to knowing you have a problem is acknowledging it. The second step is to fix it. And, I was adamant about fixing it. Like, I do miss Overwatch. Like, when I see updates and stuff, there's new characters now. There's Moria, I think, now, which is, like, a proper healer-only thing. Like, with orbs and shit. I don't really follow it, because I don't want to get back into the trap. Because I was in a trap, man. Like, you ask my old housemates, or my flatmates, I should say. Like, I was always on it. I'd walk out just to go and get some food or a drink. And, yeah, man. Fucking hell. I loved Overwatch. There was something special about it, but I had to stop. I recently got, let's say, the sack from quite a few Twitch streamers I edit for, because most of their fanboys, suck their left nut, say, "Oh, I'll do it for free." I'm not going to say their names because I'm actually good friends with one of them. We've met, we've shared a beer. and he's even bought me a beer. I love the guy. No hate against him at all. But the editing was utter shit. It was basically, I can sum it up as like this: dead memes, PS1 music, Banjo-Kazooie, zooming in on the face when he does a weird looking face. That's it. That's all the editing there is.
Comedy gold if you're a 14-year-old, dude. What are you on about?
Oh, I know. Like, when I did After Effects and all that stuff. I gave him lovely little animations. I produced a bloody track for one of their jokes.
Jesus Christ.
Which is now one of their emotes. I never saw a penny from that.
Oh, you fuck.
It was insert name here's dance, basically. I'm not going to say their name again because I respect them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was fucking... I got really annoyed by that, to be honest. Like, I produced a track for you. You use that track still, you son of a bitch. And, I don't know, I've been bitten in the ass a lot by editing. But, yeah. Fuck, sorry. I still got laryngitis, so I have to, like, take a drink so I don't cough.
Well, just take a drink so you don't die, you know, that's probably the best way to go.
Yeah, I've been doing this thing called intermittent fasting, if you know what that is.
Is fasting where you don't eat?
Yeah, so fasting is where you don't eat. Intermittent fasting is where for a period of the day you don't eat at all. So for me, it's about 18 odd hours. And then the other 6 hours is my time to eat. The reason you do that is to build up insulin. So when you work out, you don't burn energy, your food. You burn insulin, which really gets rid of fat. But it's weird. Ever since I've started this, I've had more energy in the gym than when I, was drinking energy drinks and all that shit. So much water, pumped up, ready to go. It's really odd, but yeah, I can feel it working. And I have bits of paper around my room. I got 2 on my desk, and it says water, meat, eggs, veg, no sugar, no carbs. So that wherever I look, I have it reinforced in my head.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it's like a shopping list.
No.
When I'm shopping, I got to make sure that there's no carbs in my trolley.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I do have that kind of list, but that's more, loneliness and regret, no girlfriend, that kind of thing.
No!
I have that list next to my camera every time I record. So every time I look at the camera and say, today we're talking about the Nintendo Switch, then I look below and say, you're going to die a virgin. And go, oh, okay, cool.
Just like cries to yourself. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So, speaking of that, are you still a virgin?
No.
No. Oh, well, what are you fucking saying you're going to die a virgin for?
It's a joke, though, isn't it? It's a joke.
No, you're not allowed to have jokes. This is the real life. You're an adult now. There's no joking.
If we don't have jokes, then what have we got, man? We've got dead memes all around us.
If there's no jokes, there's only seriousness. And if there's seriousness, then at least everything gets done. Except jokes. Seriousness
is the reason I wanted to make the Gabbing About Podcast, because I don't like I do so many and I don't like the structure. Like, I'm in one right now, which is basically a WhatsApp group of people saying, alright, Wednesday at 6? No, about Tuesday at 1. And, alright, what are we talking about? Alright, be ready for that. Let's get show prep ready. The best one I like to do is the entertainers, because they let me vamp and have fun. But, yeah, that's why I started this, man, because I like fluid conversation and just speaking to people. Like, my plan for this is to invite anyone on. Anyone.
Yeah.
I had this idea. So me and my housemates...
Are you just going to be, like, doing episodes where, like, episode 1 is this person, episode 2 is this person, episode 3 is this person kind of thing? Are you just going to make it like a series?
And I'll bring people back on and stuff. It's literally because I just want to talk. And I feel a lot of people like to relate to a conversation. Because, like, I love Sleepy Cabin because it's just, 4 guys shooting the shit, talking about stupid hypotheticals and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly why I like the procrastinators. You'll have the topic that they're talking about, but in between each thing, it's just everyone's just shooting the shit and they're yelling at each other and they're just making jokes, and it's just like, if you're coming in from an outside perspective and you come into, like, let's say episode, 62 or something, and, you got one of the guys screaming at the top of his lungs saying that he wants to destroy the entire fucking, world, and then another guy is just sitting in the corner just being like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just... you have to start from the start to actually know where to go from it.
Yeah,
and
no, that's fair.
Just see their kind of humor, their kind of personalities, and how they mix and all that kind of stuff. Because a lot of things I've noticed with hate towards this group of people is they don't understand them, and that's why they hate them. If you know what I mean? Like, they think, oh, my group of friends, you know, we don't shit on each other. That's true friendship. Look at these people. They're shitting on each other. That's not true friendship. You know what I mean?
I say true friendship. Here's what I say. I say friends, you know, don't shit on each other. Best friends shit on each other. That's what I say. Yeah. But I had this idea.
Sorry for cutting you off once again, but I just remember...
I'll get it. It's alright. I'll get it on the 4th time. I've still got one more time to be interrupted.
It's just this one picture I remember where it's got this guy coming back from, like, an airport or something. It's got, like, 3 or 4 of his mates, you know, parked outside, and they're holding up signs. And 3 of his mates say, welcome back, and the last one says, you're a faggot. And it's got, like, friends for these 3, and then best friend for the one. Yeah. It just, stuff like that, it just makes me laugh because it's so fucking accurate.
Yeah, no, damn right. I had this idea because I currently live with 3 housemates. I met 2 of them, like, on a night out, and the other one I am in the same course with. And I had an idea, so I don't know if we're living together next year or not because we both go to different unis and stuff. Like, no ill will, but, you know, locations and all that. I had an idea, like, a month before we all leave, I'm going to put my microphone downstairs in the middle of the room, and I'm going to say, right, let's vent. What do you hate about me? What did we learn? What was our experience in this house?
And, like, have you told them this yet, or are you just going to spring it on them?
I've told them one by one. They're like, that's quite funny. I think, let's do that. Like, because I don't know if we're living together or not. Again, like, no ill will, but, like I said, we want to go different places. We were going to go to this one place. It was a 3-bedroom apartment. There's 4 of us, but we're going to make the lounge a bedroom. Because it was a big lounge. Like,
I really wanted to do that when I was looking for a place. Yeah, I'd sleep in the lounge. I mean,
because we've done that here. Because there was 2 dining rooms, and we're like, right, let's take one of them. Because the 4th bedroom, quote unquote, couldn't fit a bed in.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
Is it like fucking Harry Potter's underneath staircase kind of bedroom?
Mate, at least Harry Potter could lie the fuck down. We've made that the guy who got the smallest bedroom. It's like a
pantry or something.
Pretty much, but upstairs, the guy who has the smallest bedroom, Stian, lovely guy. He has his piano in there and his PC, so we made that his like kind of playroom pretty much because he's the oldest of the house and deserves a playroom.
Yeah. Wait, how the fuck do you fit a piano if you can't fit a bed?
Oh, it's a keyboard. I just say piano like loosely. Oh, it is a keyboard.
Okay, no, that makes a lot more sense. I'm just thinking of like all these fucking pianos because I mean my grandmother's owned like a couple and they're fucking massive things.
Yeah, it's only a little keyboard and like a little PC in there and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense then.
So this is interesting for us because this is the first time we've spoken in a voice chat, just us 2.
Yeah.
And so how did we meet? How did we meet again? I think it was
I was actually fucking thinking that yesterday and I was just struggling to remember, Like, because I know that it was from Flutterbutter somehow, but I don't know the specifics.
Because that's how I met you, Julian, Nartek, and everyone else. I think it was that. Because, how did we do it? I think me and him did the same video.
I honestly don't know.
I think it was... Alright, I think me and Flutterbutter, I won't use his real name because I don't want to get it wrong. I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
I know what it is, but, I mean, he said it on a video, but, I mean, I won't say it just because of reasons,
I like the mystique of it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. That's why I didn't do a face reveal for so long. I like the mystique of a character. But even when I did it, it was literally just, hi, I'm white.
This is me. I'm gonna speak like nothing has changed at all.
Exactly. I like doing that, man.
I love what because your face reveal video or your full face reveal video was quite recently, wasn't it? Was it the your top games or was it the one before that?
Top games. Because I slowly did it because I took off the cloak and then I did the mask.
I do remember that, and you're just going on like it's a normal thing, and you don't bring it up at all. It made me question: is this the first time he's done it, or am I fucking just gone mental?
More than one person had that, and people were so confused why I shot an intro of me finding the cloak and stuff.
Yeah.
That intro graphic took a while to make, and that was filmed at about 4 a.m. And for some reason, my God bless my housemate who did this. He was walking out for a piss, and I said, "Can you help me with this quickly?" Because we're all night owls here, apart from one of my housemates.
Yep.
Like we all go to bed pretty late, because what are you gonna do? Like it's currently 2 a.m. here, and 3 p.m. for you.
Yeah, 3:23.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I woke up an hour ago, so that just, basically says what my kind of sleep schedule's like.
Basically, mate, if we were in the same country, we'd have the exact same sleep schedule, to be honest.
There you go.
But for some reason, he came out only as boxer shorts, and I don't know why. But then he also brought a out. So basically, he has a crying with laughter emoji mask.
Yeah. Please tell me that's owned ironically.
Yeah, ironically, but we love wearing it. Like, he loves walking downstairs wearing it randomly, and I go, hello to you, sir. So what we did was, with me and my cloak on, holding my Nintendo Switch, basically being the ultimate virgin, and him wearing an American flag, and his crying with emoji thing, we did a photo shoot. And at 4 a.m. with my little studio light. It was fantastic. I still have the images. I want to use them one day for a video. But I fucking love Mouse, mate. He's a great guy. Because he lets me do that shit.
Ultimate virgin.
I mean, yeah, the cloak was made, to be, because, people kept asking me what I look like and stuff, and, how do we find you at conventions and stuff? So I thought, right, well, I don't want to show my face yet, because I think I was 16 when I started getting those questions. So I made, I got, a casty cloak, I got my motorcycle mask, and, a headband from a convention, and that was me. So when people I've been stopped quite a few times at Comic-Con in London, because I say, I'm here, come and say hi. And, most of the time, they have better costumes than me. The one I always share is of a Junkrat cosplayer who had a mechanical wheel. And she was like, oh my god, can I take a photo? I was like, oh my god, can I have a photo with you? And I asked, how'd you get this to work? Oh my god, what's your name? What's your Insta? Blah, 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 blah. Really cool cosplay. I have to find the name and maybe add it in post.
Right.
I'm not going to do that. I'm too lazy.
You'll be listening over this, when you're editing it. I don't know if you listen to the whole thing or not, but
I normally do, yeah.
Yeah, you'll listen over to it and you'll just hear that, and you'll just be like, nah, fuck that.
If I do, I'm gonna do a text-to-speech thing that dubs it over while we're speaking.
Just make it really loud as well, just so they can't hear what we're saying.
But one of the things I'm looking forward to here is I've spent a good few months learning sound design. Because sound in film is really cool. Because about 95% of sound you hear in a film is not done on set. Even things like a door knocking is done in post. And I've learned so much about audio.
When I found that out, it ruins movies for me. Finding movie making things out just ruins movies for me. That's why it's so difficult for me to actually sit down and watch a good film now. Because if fucking, what was it, media studies or something when I was in school, our teacher would be like, oh yeah, and look at this shot, means blah blah blah, and then it would be I forgot the fucking name of it, but it's when the character is slightly off-center, zoomed out a tad, and it's in a horror movie, it's just something bad's gonna happen in the next 6 seconds, or something like that.
I know what you're on about, yes.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it because I'm illiterate as fuck, but it's just... You see, I can't even explain... It's knowing that shit's going to happen before it happens because you know of the ways that it's made, or how it's done. And the same thing kind of goes for sound as well. When I hear an explosion in the background of a movie or something, I'm just like, oh, well, that's fucking computer edited. It just ruins a lot of immersion for me. That's why fair. That's why I like games and anime so much more, because with those, they're already not trying to be realistic. I mean, unless you're fucking playing a David Cage game for some fucking reason. But,
So I am currently in the David Cage office, and I'll explain why. Because at EGX, which is a game convention where you can go and play games early, I get a press pass and stuff, so I can do things like ask questions and stuff. The most notable thing I've done with that press pass is interview Troy Baker and Nolan North. That was fangirl moment. But they gave a comments book, and you can comment what you want. And my friend Katie, Entertain Nerds, lovely girl, she said, I like the graphics, blah, blah, blah. I put, the main character, brackets Connor, is super cute. I'd date him. And that was my feedback for the game, because he was a cute mofo. This shows, how, gamery and sad I am. So basically, for the opening session of the sound course, it's a sub-course, but whatever, everyone had to give a presentation of, why are you here? What do you like about sound? Everyone did films that, are big and famous. I'll give fair play to one named Jack. He did Akira, which is a good shout for sound design. I did Silent Hill 2 and 3 for my sound design, like, appreciation. Because that's the reason I want to go into sound. I love Silent Hill sound design.
I have not played a single Silent Hill game. The reasons is... I've got multiple reasons. The first one being I've never owned any of them. I mean, sure, I can just emulate
That's a good reason to start with.
Yeah, it's a pretty good reason. Second one is I don't want to own either of them because I don't like horror games.
I bum them, man. I love horror games.
Like, especially, like, horror games that get you immersed so much that you don't want to open the door or you don't want to keep walking or something like that. That's just what fucks me over the most. I mean, I feel the same even in those games that aren't even meant to be horror games, yet they've got just a thriller aspect about it, you know? Like, fucking, I was playing, this was about 4 years ago now, I think when Metro Last Light came out.
Oh, what a great game.
I never finished it, but I got to a point where you're in a swamp and it's just like a whole bunch of water that
I know the exact bit you're on about. The exact bit.
There's like a couple like mutant alligators or something in the water, and you fall in, and it doesn't attack you straight away. It just like goes past you with like this eerie music, and I'm like, nah, I'm not playing this game no more. You know, that's it for me.
That's fair. I love Metro. I played the remastered version of the Xbox One because my friend had a copy of it. I love those games. I read the books afterwards and stuff. And Exodus, I'm so excited for. Metro Exodus, that is.
I probably could get back into it and just like nut up about it, but like, it's just one of those things that I'd have to deal with. It's like games like Amnesia. I probably won't ever go near. I mean, I struggle to even watch a mate play it, you know, in the same room.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't a big fan of that.
Fucking Slender Man as well. Like, holy shit.
Did you see the movie trailer for that?
Oh, that looks absolutely fucking garbage. I want to see it so bad.
Same here, man. I want to see Tomb Raider as well because I like the games, but like the CGI looks so bad. I'm so excited for it.
It's a funny world where we can't wait for movies just so we can rip on them.
Well, yeah, but I think it gives us like some kind of solace that we didn't make these. We're okay. Like it's rare that I see a film get annoyed about it. Like recently, me and my good mate, Jonas, housemate, we went and saw Game Night. Have you heard of that?
Nope, haven't. Oh, Game Night. I think I may have heard of it, but I don't follow movies that come out, so I wouldn't even know. The only reason I know Black Panther came out is because of all the fucking controversy about it.
I nearly saw that when I was in Florida, but I was like, I don't like superhero films. Then I checked Twitter when I go home, because I went on like a social media blackout when I was in Florida for good reason. You know, sometimes it's good to cleanse yourself. And I saw all this shit, and I saw like the proper... The side of anime communities I hate, like Michael whatever Fox likes anime, he loves Naruto and Goku and all that stuff. Oh my god, fucking hell. But yeah, Game Night, it was alright. I'm a big fan of good writing, and the premise is good. Basically, a game night that goes wrong, but it's sold as like a kind of comedy, but it ends up being a kind of spy mystery thriller. And
really?
You know, there's two things that annoyed me the most, which are actually good things about the film. There's a great scene where it's all done in one shot. Basically, they're trying to get an egg out of a house, like a rare Fabergé egg or whatever, and they're passing it around, and it's all one shot around this big mansion. I was like, this is too good for this film. That and the soundtrack is too good. It's got a mix of like synth and 80s music, but it's not 80s. If you know what I mean, that kind of sounding.
Yeah,
I was like, to have my go on.
Oh, I was just saying. So it's like using a good part about the music to just make a movie seem better than it actually is.
And like, I like some of the actors in it. Like Matt Damon is pretty great in it as this proper stone cold person who's like mourning over his wife who left him. But they don't use them right. The writing is terrible. Like, there's a bit where basically this woman is trying to get into a plane to go and save her husband, and the guy who's chasing them goes, Stop, you can't go in. And she's like, oh, I have a kid, don't do it. Then he goes, not with an ass like that, you don't. She goes, oh, well, thank you.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then, so they're having a fight inside. The guy who plays Dexter ends up being like the big surprise villain. I was like, oh my god, he looks like Dexter. Like, not like, oh, he's the guy, but like, oh, he actually looks like him. Okay.
Right.
I think he's been typecasted.
Have you do you ever suffer from those problems where you just associate specific actors to specific movies?
Like
even
in roles,
yeah. Yeah, even if you see them in a different movie, you're still like, oh, that's this guy from this movie. It's like, no, wait, that's wrong. That's an actor.
Yeah.
You know?
Until they do a lot more films and make themselves better known, then yeah. For a while, Emma Stone for me was the girl from Easy A, and then she did a lot more.
Emma Stone. Is that also the chick that is in Zombieland?
Yeah. That's how a lot of people found her. Yeah. But
no, she's fucking hot, man.
Oh yeah, she is. She was my crush from 2009 to now. I actually have a comment about one of her films recently. Whatever. Basically, the punchline is the guard goes into the plane jet and gets killed. She goes, oh, yes. Oh no, he died. That's the punchline. That's the punchline. Not the guy dying. It's her going, oh, he died.
Is it in one of those really awkward kind of dragged out?
Oh my god, you reminded me. There are tons of those dragged out jokes. Tons.
No.
There's a bit where so basically the guy who's in charge of this game gets stolen, legit, and everyone else thinks it's fake because he said at the start, no, this is all gonna look real, blah 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 blah. And so a duo go to basically bribe the company that sets it all up.
Yeah.
And then he starts sliding over some money, will this make you want it? And it's a $10. And so then he gets out his wallet again and goes, how about this? And I looked at my housemate and I went, $5. Even slower, $5. And then he went, you're driving a hard bargain. Then went to get more money and I looked at him and said, $1. Even slower, it took about 5 seconds for the dollar to enter the frame.
No, it would have been fine if he just slid a $1 straight away. Just slid it in
I
3
didn't finish.
seconds.
I didn't finish.
Oh my god.
And he goes, right, okay, okay, final offer. Even slower, another $1.
My god, holy shit.
Oh god, this film really annoyed me. We both entered it thinking, this is going to be quite good. No.
Fair enough.
No.
What?
That hurt me deep.
Speaking of movies, I've got a couple things that I want to ask about movies.
Yeah.
What is the most recent movie that has been good that you've seen? And I mean good as in you enjoyed it unironically.
I, Tonya. So,
I have not
is
actually seen that.
I, Tonya is based on true story film, which I thought was not true. I entered this film knowing nothing apart from Margot Robbie as the lead. And I saw in the credits, especially based on a true story, I went, fuck off, it's too unbelievable. But then they showed clips that they did pretty much frame for frame. I was like, oh my god. Because there's a great bit about a fat guy saying, I work in tactical and regional espionage. And then the interviewer goes, we looked at this up. No, you don't. But it's basically about a figure skater who's been, ever since she was born pretty much, who's been forced into figure skating. And it's about her antics and shit. And I entered it thinking it was a drama. I laughed my ass off. And the biggest surprise, man, was the editing. There's times where it's edited like a YouTube video and I love it. She'd mention and say, there's this great bit when she was little, when her mum forced her to go into school one day in her ice skating gear because it was photo day.
What the fuck?
And for a brief second, about 20-ish frames, it's on screen, the photo, and then it's just gone. That's it. It's just there's the joke, cool, move on. And I really appreciate that. It's not a film that goes, look at this joke. Look at this joke.
Look, we've structured this joke. Appreciate it.
It's just joke, cool. Joke, cool. The acting was surprisingly great, and yeah, the most recent film I saw, unironically, that I liked was I, Tonya. Big surprise. I thought I'd hate it. I ended up loving it. I'm gonna get a Blu-ray for sure because I love the behind-the-scenes things. Because that's what's got me into films. When we started uni, we had to do a presentation saying, "Why are you here?" Everyone had David Lynch, Albert Hitchcock. I said, "So I started YouTube making Naruto I started filmmaking by making Naruto parodies and AMVs." Yep, there was that silence. And then I said, so the main thing that really made me want to get into films after that was the behind-the-scenes features on DVD, seeing the directors make their stuff. And then the tutor asked, "Oh, what film?" I said, Jackass 2. Because I loved it so much, I wanted to know the behind-the-scenes of Jackass. And that's why I'm here, man, like, at uni learning film. Naruto Abridged. AMVs I used to make about Naruto in 2009, and fucking Jackass.
Did you do an abridged series for Naruto?
I did, and a Beyblade one.
A Beyblade one?
Yeah,
please tell me you sung the intro to the song. Or sung the song for the intro.
No, but I voiced literally every character. No. Because when I was younger, I could do a really good high-pitched voice. Like,
yeah, but I mean, as guys, that's kind of a given, you know?
I guess, but like I can't do it anymore, which I'm sad about. And here's a story I always tell people. When I was about 13, I was offered to do an English dub for a hentai.
Oh no!
As the girl.
13! Oh my god!
Because it's the internet, no one really knows your real age, do they?
Oh no!
This like up-and-coming dubbing company like saw one of my abridged videos I did with a friend during lunchtime at school, with a guitar and a microphone on my netbook, and was like, "Your high-pitched voice is good. Your high-pitched voice is good. You could do a female character." And like, the money was pretty good. The money was pretty good for me as a 20-year-old. So imagine me as a 13-year-old, like going, but I didn't want to be a sex character, and even more so a female.
Fuck.
Cause like
I don't know, man. I guess 13. Your mind's completely different than it is now.
Yeah, like, I was pretty innocent until I was like 15, and then this all happened. The internet hit me hard.
I got broken. I got broken pretty early.
I mean, but what was weird was I grew up on really adult stuff. Like, do you know Bo Selector? It's a UK show.
Nope.
Okay, cool. You'll probably know this one. Ali G. I watched as a kid. Ali G in the House, the film. Borat was. You might know Borat.
Oh yeah, Borat. Is this like the same actor guy?
Yeah. Borat was one of the characters. So was Bruno. I watched a lot of adult stuff as a little kid. Like, I remember the first time I said the M word. I remember the first time it was in my room. Wait. I just had a bath. You know, the naughty N word.
Oh, the one... N. I thought you said M for like mother. I'm just thinking, what the fuck starts with M?
Mong. There you go. There's one.
Mong. I don't use that as a swear word. I just call someone like a fucking mongoloid or something like that. Me
and my friends, when we play Fortnite, because he's quite poor, like, because he doesn't live at home anymore, so when he goes home after work, I just said, Fortnite's free, do you want to give it a place? Like, give it a go. We always land at one place, and we named it Mong Mound.
Mong Mound.
But I don't know what, I guess because everything's got to be a bit silly for us. Anyway, I remember the first time I said the M word, it was like 8, I think, and I saw it on a film I watched. And my mum gave me a hoodie from my dad, like a hand-me-down, and I saw it and said, yo, what's good, my Nike? And my mum like went, where'd you learn that from? I said, Dad!
Wait, so you, let me just get this straight. You don't like saying the word
no, I don't really say it more because I have some kind, like, I'll say pretty much everything apart from that, unless it's in good context. I don't just say it any old time.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I don't say it any old time. I mean, I'll crack out sometimes, but I feel if you do it too much, it loses all value. Like, I feel the word cunt has lost all its value.
It loses value as an insult to them.
I feel it does, though. Like, I feel cunt has lost value. That's why I like using knobhead or something, because no one really expects it.
Yeah, no one... Fuck, I'd never expect someone to say knobhead, but then again, I guess it's because you don't really hear anyone saying knob.
Yeah, exactly.
In New Zealand. I mean, I guess the different slang is different in different countries, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Like, I like to whack out, hey, bell end and twat, mainly, to insult someone.
Bell end. I love that. I love the word bellend, man. I
fucking love that, man. And like, this is bringing back memories of so when I was at school, we were me and my main friends, like a group of 4, me included, and we all had names for each other. And for some reason, one of my friends ended up being known as Cheese, as in knob cheese.
No.
And this is when we're like 14, and whenever we meet up or have a Facebook chat, the instant thing we do is change the chat name, so whatever is said, Bradley has cheese. Yeah, silence, exactly.
I turned my fucking microphone off because I was eating, but fuck, I was laughing so hard.
And it's stuck ever since, and like I am known as the A-touch pretty much now.
A-touch.
So basically, there's a common thread with every girl I ever make contact with becomes a lesbian. Because I have a track record of any girl that I fancy or have like an interest in becomes a lesbian eventually. And the reason like this has become the thing is because it's 100% foolproof. Every single one is either married or with a girl now.
Jesus Christ, is that like actual true? Like is this every girl you've met or every girl you've been interested in?
Shown an interest in, and I haven't shown an interest in a girl properly since I was like 16, I'd say. But like it happened so much and so often, it kind of broke me a bit when I was in like year 9.
Right.
It proper hurt though. Like every time you'd go for a girl, like you saw my Journey into Sadness video.
Yeah, good one by the way. That sounded like really like sarcastic. A good one. No, I actually mean that was a fucking really nice video. You know.
No, I appreciate it. That's the most real video I've ever done because like I do tons of characters online. I have multiple channels, multiple names, but I just recorded, for 35 minutes me, and it was good. It was like a therapy session for me. But that was an example, of 2 girls, that I lost to. Yeah, I got a lot of DMs after that saying, "Is that true?" Because obviously, if you said something on the internet, it's a lie. God,
what are you talking about? You mean someone would dare lie on the internet?
I know. What the hell? Like every time I say I have a 12-inch dick, people think it's true. Like, God, it's 14. Get it right.
God, I'm trying to be modest here, people.
I mean, come on, man. You gotta be nice sometimes. You gotta give everyone else a chance. I always love using the so I go to the gym because not modest brag. No, I go there to lose weight. I'm not there to pump iron.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I need to do that, except I'm lazy, so I won't.
It's a good it's really good for an editor because we spend 12, 16 hours a day looking at a screen with bars on, making sound work. So when we're done, it's good to go and run for an hour. But I always like to say I like to wear a towel after the shower because I don't want the rest to get jealous. But that's one of the biggest myths I think about the gym is that everyone walks around naked. Pretty much everyone has the courtesy to wear a towel. There is one dude I've seen before. When I walked in, I hadn't slept in about a day and a half. I was like, I'm gonna go to the gym, then go to bed. I walk in, the dude just walks past to the hairdryer with just his dick hanging out. I go, "Oh, you right, mate?" And he goes, "Yeah, not too bad, mate." Ugh! Then starts blow drying his fucking pubic area.
What a legend!
I kind of watched it and went, "Oh, okay," but on the walk out I went, "Okay, that's kind of funny, not gonna lie."
You hadn't slept for a day and a half, ready to fall asleep, you see that, just wakes you up again.
I mean, I was ready to go and I thought, wow, maybe I do like men, and walked away.
Oh no. Fuck, that's a thing, isn't it?
What? Liking men? Yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah, I guess, but just over the years, man, like I remember fucking 4 years ago, it's like 4 years ago, fucking, traps and futanari.
I love asking that question, are traps gay? I love asking that question.
Well, about 4 years ago, right, I was one of those people, I adminned a Facebook anime page, obviously, because I was fucking weird, but
I adminned a Facebook page as well called Anime Lovers. It has about 4,000 likes. Like, it took off quite well, but I just stopped it.
The page that I was running is at like 13.5 or something like that.
Ooh, nice.
But it's been dead for so long that, like, even if I post anything on it recently, it doesn't get any traction because that's how Facebook works. But anyway, back when I was like fucking a weeb, well, I still am, but even worse, when I first got into the industry, it's just like, holy shit, guys that are dressed up as girls and shit, that's gay as fuck, that's horrible, get it away from me. And like a year passed, it's just like, they're a bit attractive, kind of thing. And then like another year passed, it's like, yeah, Futanari's not gay, whatever, I'll jerk off to that. and then another year passed, it's just like I'm on 4chan looking at these fucking trap threads.
Amazing.
And be like, yeah, I'm probably gay.
I've always said, like, you know, be gay if you want, but I'd say our trap's gay. If alright, you see a trap, you know, you think it's a female still, you go, oh, she's pretty cute. Then he goes, hey, you go, maybe not. That's not gay. But if you go, why not? Let's keep going with this. That's probably gay.
The way that I say it is just like, you know, because people always like to bring up the whole, haha, you're gay or you're straight kind of thing. They seem to forget that bisexuality is a thing and exists. So it's like, if someone says to me, oh, you like trips, you're gay, I'm just like, nah, I'm bi.
Yeah.
Because I like chicks as well.
I have a friend recently who, I went for a night out. I went for a night out recently, and a friend of mine, I went back, a friend of mine called me on Facebook. I was like, who does this? First of all, call on Facebook, and then video call at 3 a.m. And a friend of mine, basically, he had a heartbreak and stuff, and we talked for ages and ages. And he pretty much came up to me as bi. I was like, oh, really? Good for you, mate. And he said, at the end of the day, mate, a mouth's a mouth. Yeah, fair enough. And I told him, I said, I wish I could just be gay.
No, I honestly, like, even if I say I'm bi, like, I don't find males attractive, right? It's just, for some reason, a cock is aesthetic as fuck. Like, I don't know why.
Do you follow cock aesthetic pages? Because I follow many
I
aesthetic
don't fucking
pages.
follow cock aesthetic pages. But it's like, if a chick had a dick, you know, that, you know, whatever kind of thing. Like, if I went to fucking, Thailand and just, like, wanted to, like...
He went to Thailand. I think that's when he realised he's bi.
If I went to Thailand and just, like, wanted to get with a random chick I see on the street, it's like, oh, yeah, sweet as, you know, what's up? Go to the hotel room, pulls down the pants, she got a bigger dick than me. It's be like, I'm here now, whatever. You know? But...
I love the well. Well, yeah, why not?
But, I mean, that's the thing, you know? Fucking try everything once, see what you like, you know? Because you might not realize it, but this might be fucking better than anything you've ever experienced. But my point is being, I don't find males attractive at all. Mm-hmm. But if there was an attractive-looking female who I thought was a female, turns out that it was like a ladyboy. Now, you know, that's fucking with my mind a little bit, and I'm gonna just be like, whatever. You know, a hole's a hole, any hole's a goal.
Yeah, fair. That is fair. Just want to check before we keep going. Is your Audacity going just before we keep going, just to be safe?
What was that, sorry?
Is your Audacity going just to be safe?
Yeah, no, I've got it on my screen. I'm watching like
same here. Like I was gonna make a joke about like, hey, I've tried Coke with lemon. It's pretty good. Maybe we'll like cock. I always use like I remember there's this. I love the Ricky Gervais show, like the podcast.
I don't know of it.
So it's Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, two writers and comedians, and Carl Pilkington, a guy I love. He is my god. Not really, but there's a great joke that I always use about twins, because you know if there's a male twin, a female twin, and you date the female twin, does it make you gay like the other twin? And I said, well, kind of. It's like going, well, I like booze, but you're the same person. I guess I like cock now. Yeah. So like going on from what you said, can you like see a guy and be like, yeah, he's cute? But then, like, just go on with your day.
No, I can't. That's the thing. Like, you know, I've said...
Because I can acknowledge someone's cute,
before.
But, like, I do not find males attractive at all.
Yeah, I guess, you know, I could just see a guy and be like, he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Too bad I'm not gay, otherwise, you know, I might want to go over and speak with him.
Is that the entire thing you say? Then walk on with
your
shopping bag?
I literally walk past someone on the street, and I say that out loud, you know, I don't think it in my head, I'm just saying it. As I see him in the distance, I'm like, fuck, he's a good-looking fella, isn't he? You know, I'll just keep walking, you know, walk past him, have a look behind him, that's a nice formed ass. If I was, you know, gay, I'd like to stick my dick in there, you know?
He does some squats. Anyway, let's go make some eggs.
Let's go choke a chicken. But,
oh, KFC's down the street.
Oh, sick. I haven't had KFC in like 6 months. But anyway, fuck. I say to a couple mates, you know, I wish I was gay, because I don't know what it is, but I talk to chicks, I get along with chicks super well, but then it's always just like, hey, you want to go out, you know, sometime? And it's just like, yeah, but, you know, it's like, here we go, what's the reason this time? And it's always the same reasons, you know. I thought you were gay, you know. You're just so nice, I didn't realize that you were actually into me. And it's
so,
fuck.
Did your parents think you were gay until a certain amount of time?
My parents, no, well, my mum and dad split up, but my mum and stepdad, who I lived with most of my life, my stepdad couldn't give a single fuck, but my mum would always make jokes, like every week or something when I was living with her, she'd, like, say to me at the dinner table or something like that, she'd be like, so, you found a girlfriend yet, Tyler? I'd be like, no. Oh, so you got a boyfriend?
Yeah.
No.
So, with me, I brought a girl back, one of the girls actually in the story I mentioned, and when she left, I think it was my dad said, I thought you were queer, mate. And I still get the gay jokes. I called my family yesterday because Mother's Day and all that. What was it the day before?
Oh, fuck, was it Mother's Day yesterday? Oh, no!
Sunday it was, wasn't it?
Oh my god, I feel so bad because I love my mum and I didn't fucking say anything. Holy shit!
When was Mother's Day 2018? I actually forgot. I did call though.
Oh my god. Holy shit, if I missed Mother's Day,
11th.
I'm fucking
it was
so
the 11th,
gutted.
yeah. So you missed it.
Oh no!
But I called and I said to my dad, I got laryngitis, I've been ill. And he said, it's been from staying up too late and sucking too much cock. And I said, one of them is true. And he genuinely laughed. And I don't think I've done it to my dad in a long time. I was like, oh my god, are we bonding?
Are we bonding? Oh no. What is this mysterious kind of activity I'm indulging in?
What is this feeling? It feels like admiration towards myself. What is this?
Love towards a parental figure? What?
Can't be true. So yeah, I loaded up this fucking 25 good questions thing, and I'm reading through it, and it's all pretty shit. But I do kind of like the how did we meet thing because we kind of elaborated a bit on it. It was from what I remember, me and Flutter both made a video on Double for Anime, and then I also did a video, I think on not Killimer, sorry, that was later. Jinx returning, and he mentioned me in the video, and from that I commented in the video, and I then started watching his videos, and then I joined his Discord, and from then I kind of because he used to rank people as YouTuber and stuff. I don't think he really bothers anymore with that shit. Nah, looking at it, not really. And I started speaking to everyone who's in the YouTube a bit, so I got to know Kaiser a fair bit. We talk in the DMs quite a lot, me and Kaiser.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can actually stand talking to Kaiser. That's a feat.
Hey man, if I should get him on the show because he can keep a conversation going. Fuck.
Yeah, I guess so. Every single conversation I have with Kaiser, it just ends up in some sort of argument where we just I wouldn't say we're at each other's throats, but we're at a complete impasse, and neither of us are willing to give up.
Yeah.
It's just something that just never resolves itself, and that's almost every single conversation with him. But as far as I'm aware, he's a decent he's a decent person. It's just we have completely different everything about us.
I feel kind of the same. There's some game taste, and that's about it. So to give preference to the listeners who won't get it, which is everyone, because no one really knows about Flutter's fucking den and all that. Flutterbot is a YouTuber who does, I don't even know what he does, I guess commentary still, I guess is the term.
Yeah, he does hentai let's plays.
Oh yeah, I watched a couple of them.
Yeah, they're fun. He also does just what are those channels H3? What are they kind of like?
I think they are called commentary channels because I did commentary for a bit.
Yeah,
which I found quite fun.
That's basically what he is. He's a let's player that also does commentaries, and recently in the past year he got into drama, and I don't really care about much for drama.
But yeah, I'm not just to bring it back very quickly. He has a Discord, and we were in the Discord for a bit. Julian, hello. Sloth, what should I call you, by the way? What do you want to be known as
Tyler,
on this podcast?
just call me Tyler.
The man like Tyler. There you go. Because I have a friend called Tyler who I call exactly that. I'm Antonio, by the way. Hello. But I'm going to record an intro before this anyway, so people know by now. And yeah, here's a Discord, and that's how we met pretty much. We met on this Discord. And we did, if you look, I think it's still online, the Weeb Loser Cast. We did a pilot thing, which never took off.
Yeah, the Weeb Losers Podcast, WLP.
Yeah, it was me, you, Nartek, and Flutter, I think.
Yeah, it was just us four.
Yeah, we shot the shit.
I gotta say, that was actually a pretty entertaining podcast.
I had fun.
I actually have listened to that podcast more than 2 times, and I don't usually do that for podcasts. I don't know, maybe it's because of my own ego, because I'm on it, But yeah, it's entertaining enough. And the one thing that I'm disappointed about it is when Flutter shared it on his Twitter, he's just like, go dislike this video. Yeah. So it got a shit ton of dislikes. So now YouTube is just be like, oh, this video's disliked, let's not promote it at all.
Yeah. And like, I saw the comments and thought they were real, so I thought, we did a good job, lads. I commented that, we did a good job, lads. But it turns out it was just, Flutter sending people to a mass dislike. So yeah, cheers for that, mate. Appreciate that.
Whatever. I don't know if we're gonna do another one or not, just because everyone's schedule is so fucked at the moment. Like, there's no time to actually get together and do anything.
I think it was like 5 a.m. when we finished recording my time, because I have to stay up really late to do this shit. Yeah, like it's currently 3 a.m. It's fine for me because I don't mind. That's my sleep schedule. But for anyone else who's lives a normal life, that's fucking horrible doing that shit.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean. Yeah. I'd be the same. Like, I'm fine staying up that late. It's just I can't record that late because my flatmates are early risers.
Okay, so how many do you live with then? So you live in a flat?
I don't live in a flat. I have a house. I don't own the house. I'm renting a place. And I've got 2 flatmates. One is a co-worker that I work with. And another one, he is just... he's an older guy who moved in maybe about a month or a month and a half ago. Okay. And yeah, he's because we had a spare room, and I don't want to get into any detail because it's his life. And
of course.
But just stuff happened, so he's now here. Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
I'm with 3 people. One's on my course. We met through there, lovely guy, and 2 of them are at another uni. We met on a night out, and we kind of hit it off. In that way, we had an orgy.
Oh, fucking dope, man! So you are gay?
Oh yeah, that's fine. There was only 3 dicks, so I don't think it's fully gay. It's like half.
Yeah, true. So that's one for your ass, one for your mouth, and one hand. Until you get the other hand, you're not fully gay.
The other hand was Snapchatting the entire thing.
Oh yeah, so that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I wasn't fully into the act.
See, you weren't being filmed. You were the one filming, so it's fine.
I was the director. They might have been around me, but I was the one directing them all.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. If someone in a movie or a pornography gets rammed in the ass.
A pornography. I don't say when I load up the hub. I don't go. Someone watch a pornography.
A pornography hub, my favorite website.
So yes. I love to ask people this. So people, this is getting X-rated now. I'm sorry, but not really. It's alright.
Fuck, mate. When we said, I'd hope people would realize that it's X-rated.
Well,
yeah. If you want to get paid for this, you want to edit that word out.
Oh no, I don't care about money. I'm gonna say at the start, my name's Antonio. I worked for many years doing podcasts and stuff, and I'm tired of doing such hard fucking schedules and shit. Gabbing about is literally, to do the definition, talking about idly about anything. So yeah, at the start, I'm pretty much going to say, we're going to talk about anything. I'm going to record it always afterwards, so I'm going to say we talk about, and we're going to summarise, we talk about YouTube, Discord, and Pornhub, and stuff like that. But I love asking all of my friends who are in the know, what do you do when you open the hub? What's the first thing you do?
The first thing I do when I load up Firefox is I go into a new tab.
Mate, I'm a mobile boy.
Oh, really?
I'm in the dark side.
So I'll load up a new tab. I'll press P and then press Enter.
Ooh. I see.
And that's how I access everything.
That's fair. Do you whack on a VPN or something as well, just to be ultra safe?
Fuck no.
No,
dude,
okay. I thought you were trying to get some of the sweet Yakuza Japanese shit.
Dude, I will fucking... if I was in America, I'd probably be in prison. Let's just say that's the kind of stuff that I indulge in, right?
You know what I'm gonna love about this podcast, right? Is that in a couple of weeks I'm gonna get my tutor on this. So 1 week we're gonna talk about porn. Next week's probably gonna be about art and stuff. So, mate. So people,
well,
if
you're lucky.
Yeah.
You're lucky you told me that because I was just about to give examples.
Oh, there you go then. Well, it's fine. If it's too bad, we'll cut it out. But I'll probably leave it in for a laugh. So yeah, I think we're gonna get the explicit thing on iTunes pretty fast, but I don't care. Like Yap is, I think. But yeah, people. So if you like the sound of one week it being about lewd stuff, and next week about art, mate, just have a listen. This is what it's about. We're just here to chat shit for an hour or so, or 2 hours, or fucking however long.
Fuck, we've been going for pretty much an hour already.
And that's why I think this niche will be well, because if you get a good person, you can just chat shit for an hour and have fun. And
yeah,
I feel
I've got like so much shit that I just want to keep talking about. I mean, you said you wanted to bring stuff up about my work and all that kind of stuff.
Oh hell yeah, we haven't even got to the one thing I actually planned.
It's just been going for too long. Well, I wouldn't even say too long. It's just been going.
So hopefully, if you're still listening, I hope you like this, because it's just fucking actual proper banter. It's not like, and now talking about the gaming news. Oh, Rockstar released a new trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2. And I can say that with certainty because I've been behind that mic. I was doing that, 5 hours ago.
Hey guys, did you know that the game has no microtransactions? This is such a step up in the gaming community. I can't wait.
Let's make it proper, okay. What's up, guys? And today we're talking about the top 10 hidden things in the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer.
I want to kill myself.
You can tell I've been on YouTube for near 10 years. I've seen everything. You can tell.
Oh my god, that's just that's. If I ever start actually proper creating like YouTube / just videos, like I really want to, but at the same time I'm super fucking lazy and I can't be putting in the effort, which is a big problem. But if I want to, I need to find a way to start my videos without sounding like, 1, a pretentious asshole, and 2, the exact same YouTuber as everyone else. Yeah. It's fucking difficult. Because, like, you're either like, difficult. Yo, what's up, guys? Generic boy, fucking chaotic sloth here coming at you. I'm giving this to you. You didn't come and click on it. I'm giving this to you. I'm forcing you to watch this. And, like, just trying to find something of an intro, not even an intro, just getting straight into the fucking meat of the subject, trying to write that into a script or write that in to sound interesting, because, as they say, the first 15 seconds of a YouTube video is, like, the most important, apparently.
I've rewritten my intro to my Nintendo Switch short film I'm currently in pre-production of so many times. And, like, when I was in Florida, that was one of the main reasons I was there, was shooting that video. Like, I was doing some stuff for that video. And, like, when I do my bathroom attendant bit, I want to ask the entire crew, out of context, can you film a cutaway for me? Where I come out of the toilet playing the Switch and then, narrate the next part of the video.
Oh, yes.
Which I'm very looking forward to.
Oh, my God, that would be fucking awesome.
But what's better is I'll be changing clothes every time, so I'll be wearing my normal stuff. And then I'll cut to me wearing the suit with the top hat and the cane.
Amazing.
Which I think will add to it as well. Like, at this point with YouTube, I've seen everything. I've been to the point where I've edited people that have made a lot of money. I've made a bit of money from YouTube and stuff. I just like having fun with it now. I mean, for example, I made my first channel because I used to be bullied for liking anime. So I wanted to make some friends by, making weird videos. And that was the main reason I'm even here, I'd say, is I have confidence to speak to a microphone now. Like, it's weird that I have alright. So, ask my housemates, I can send you a photo to prove this. I have a 3-foot squared green screen in my room at all times. It's next to my wardrobe, and I can't fold it because it's too big. Moving that's me a pain in the ass when I leave in July. But, like, when I film a video, I bring it across to my room, because my room's a shit tip most of the time. I clean it, like, every week, but, shit happens.
I'm the same.
But once I put the green screen, like, in front of it, it's a pristine set. And I love the art of green screen. When I did my Joella KSI video for, like, a shits and gig, I did that within, like, 4 hours, I think. I shot and edited it in 4 hours. And, like, I had the green screen do, like, nothing. But I thought, during edit, how can I make this funny? So I just put myself in the crowd. For part of it.
Yeah.
And that's, like, the best, that's the best part about editing. Film editing is quite boring. Actual, like, editing a film, because it's very meticulous. You don't get much creation. That's why I kind of like being the producer and the editor, because then I can, in advance, know, all right, I'm gonna leave some room here for me to have some fun. Like when I I had to do this thing for audio. Basically, it's showing that you can edit an audition, which I know how to do. So I did it in 5 minutes and thought, how do I make this fun? because we were given a 2-minute raw scene of like this really badly acted scene about two people going for a drink. So this dude picks up the phone and says, "Hi, Rebecca, blah, blah, blah. Should we get a drink?" So what I did was I edited it like it's an Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode.
Oh, okay.
And
so I haven't actually seen that, but I've heard good things.
So normally there's like a minute setup and stuff, and then, you know, the oh shit moment or something will happen. Like something quite depressing or like really illegal. And then a really happy song will play with the title screen.
Oh, yes.
So
is it always the same song?
Yeah, so da-na-na-na-na. Hey, future me, here's a test. Put this in now. Yeah, that sound. That's good. I'm going to have to make a note saying 1 hour, 7 minutes so it actually sticks to my words. Otherwise, I'm going to kick myself in the nuts when I listen back to this.
Just open up Notepad then.
I am actually right now on my phone.
Oh, there you go.
Hold on, it was 1 minute, 1 hour, 07, what was it, 03, yeah, there you go. Beautiful. And that's pure podcasting, people, taking notes in the podcast.
Yeah, at least you're doing it on your phone, because I'd be like fucking over here with my keyboard and just be like, "Hey, can you hear me typing? Hold on, guys."
Oh, I used to have that issue. I used to have that issue because with the Yeti it comes with a table mount, and the people used to always say in the stream, "Fuck me, is that your keyboard?" So I bought a arm mount. So now if I type, let me type right now. Ready? Can you hear that?
Nope.
There you go. You might hear like a slight click of the actual keyboard. You won't hear the rumbling of the desk. And that's what this alleviates. It's like an £8 Chinese thing I got on Amazon. It does the job, man. It does the job.
I mean, I could probably actually... Oh, yeah, I'll do it right now. Otherwise, I'll forget. But I'll send a picture of, like, what I've just come up with for my fucking, my Yeti.
Oh, yeah?
Because basically, I got this desk from work. Really fucking awesome. Because, our work had, like, this huge garage at the back that just had a whole bunch of storage shit in it, and none of it was being used. So I asked the boss, "Can I just go in there and grab whatever I want?" And he's like, "Yep, just fucking go in, just tell me what you're getting so I can make sure that we don't actually need it, and you know, you can if you can organize to take it home, you can keep it." So I got this desk, I got a whole bunch of chairs, and I got I got something else, but I can't remember it.
My desk at home is from my old work. I might go back to in July because I used to work at the NHS, which is the main British healthcare system in the UK, and they were getting rid of tons of desks, and they're like 3-layered desks. So I was like, "Yo, I can put my camera on the top, consoles at the bottom, monitor and laptop in the front." I was like, "Hell yeah!" And I asked,
"Fuck, that's pretty good."
Yeah, and I just asked, "Can I have it?" And they went, "Yeah." And I called my granddad, who has a truck, and I went, "Can you give me a hand?" Because basically, a lot of my family works in the NHS.
Okay.
And just before anyone asks, no, that's not how I got the job. It's not because, hey, you know, I got a fam up there. No, I actually did an interview and shit and actually got in. But to segue that, you work in fast food.
Yeah, and also, just before you go onto that, I was just saying about my desk.
Oh, of course.
It's really fucking nifty because it's got like these drawers, but it's not a drawer, it's like you pull it out and it's like a little platform kind of thing.
Yeah, I got one of those on this one for my keyboard and mouse.
So, yeah, it's on the side though. And
that's cool. I put like my camera on one, like my cup on the other, that'd be cool.
Yeah, no, what I've done is, normally when I'm just playing a game or something, I'll have my microphone, you know, in a normal position just next to my keyboard, and the drawer won't be pulled out. I've also got a pop filter connected to the actual drawer itself, but when I'm doing something like this, a podcast, and I want to like sit back in my chair and I'm not using the computer, I'll pull the actual slate out, I'll put the mic on it, and because the pop filter is already connected to the actual slate thing, it just works perfectly fine, I've found anyway.
That's pretty cool.
But
yeah.
I got a bunch of foam from work the other day.
What kind of foam?
Fucked if I know. It's just foam. Like, they were going to chuck it out, I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll take that." And I've just literally just put it behind the microphone. I don't know if it does anything at all, but I just thought it would be funny just to chuck behind the microphone because my computer's quite loud, so if it can block out any noise from the computer, that'd be good.
Yeah, DIY thinking. But yeah, I want to bring up the fast food thing because my first ever job was in fast food. I worked at a KFC.
Oh, yeah.
I have a little mark on my hand, which is permanent because of that thing. Because it was not like... Basically, the dude who I used to work with, like, pretty much spilt the chicken oil on my hand.
Yes.
And I washed it off, I was like, you burnt me, you bitch. I was 16 at the time. And it's still there. Like, it's very faint now, but it's like a little orange mark. It's very faint. Like, I have to hold it to a light and stuff to show it properly. And even now, it doesn't look properly right, but I still have it, and I know it's there. And that's my, like, mark of working at KFC.
It's your fucking memory.
And I also have one other memory. So... And like this is kind of like it's really odd, but to me it's preposterous, right? I was like, what a fucking liberty. So you can get any drink you want, because the drink's right next to you when you're doing the fries and shit. You're like, yeah, I'll get a quick drink of Coke, blah blah blah. So if you work 6 hours or more, you're allowed a £4 or underpriced meal for your lunch.
Right.
And you'd think, oh, let me just grab a few bits of chicken and some chips. Like, no, you can have the priced £4 or under meals, and that's it. Can I have a £4.9p meal? No. Right. Because most of the shit at KFC now is like £10, 9p and shit for some reason. So if I wanted, let's say, a meal, I wouldn't get that, but you know what I mean. If I wanted a £5, like a £4.09 meal, no, you can't have that. Why not?
Could you just pay like the extra 9p?
Oh yeah, you could, but that means you have to go to your locker, get your wallet out, and that's eating up your break, and you used to get only like 15 minutes. It's fuck that. And like, I remember the day I got given my fucking costume. Hello, we're not cosplaying. My outfit for the first time, my work outfit. And, and I had one day I'll cosplay as the Colonel. Maybe I should do that for my bathroom attendant. Walk in with like proper white hair and wig. Hello there. Oh, that was when I was in the US. That was one of the things that I noticed about the US TV that I hate is the KFC ads. Fuck me, they're atrocious, but whatever.
Oh man,
if you live in the US,
I could not imagine watching TV from America. It just sounds like hell. I don't even watch TV in New Zealand, let alone other countries.
I don't really in UK anymore, but I do. I don't mind it. It's not because I don't like TV. It's just because you got to pay for a TV license. YouTube's my main squeeze, and then
you gotta pay for a TV license.
Yes, because basically BBC is free in the UK, but it's funded by taxpayers' money, and if you pay it's a very small fee. It's like £11 a year, and that gets you access to BBC free, all the radio shits online, all that. It's it's not bad if I lived in an actual proper house, but none of us use the TV. Right now, our living room is a dry room. We're drying our clothes in there. Because that's just good use of space.
Accurate to ours as well.
Because it's just a good use of space. We clear it out when my friend comes out to watch wrestling, and that's about it. And like we have pre-drinks in there, and that's about it. Like we don't use the lounge at all because we all have our own rooms, monitors, and all that shit. But yeah, I don't know. That's the one memory apart from the burn that stuck me with KFC is that you must have like a limit to how much you're allowed to have. Of course, don't take a fucking bargain bucket. But why can I only have one piece of chicken, not two? That kind of shit. And we used to have to eat in like a makeshift staff room, which was an old toilet.
Oh, yep. No, I know exactly the kind of environment you'd get like that.
Yeah, and like it was weird going from that job to then a hospital where my job was cleaning, so I had to make sure everything was the exact opposite to that. It was weird. My favorite job ever was that cleaning job because I worked 2 different cleaning jobs in the hospital. The first one, I was given a job, and that was my job for the day. So for 6 hours, I'd be in one ward, like an empty ward cleaning, with a headphone in, listening to my podcast, my jams. I
was just about to ask, could you just fucking chuck in some tunes?
Yeah, but with my newer job that I had, it was better paid and stuff. But I was on a ward constantly with 24 patients, or 27 now actually, because there's new rooms. And I was always speaking to people, the team, so a headphone in's a no. But
yep.
I used to always allocate my own time. Like, you get your break, but like every 6 odd hours, I'd go for a shit, even if I didn't need a shit. And that would be like my me time, because the toilet is some of the most privacy. I don't know, it's the most privacy you get ever, I think, in terms of modern society, is taking a shit. Even if you don't know,
man. Like as soon as you have a kid, that's gone as well.
Are you trying to say that you got something we don't know about?
Fuck no, I ain't gonna have a kid. I'm just saying,
That's very true. Very true. But like for someone like us, especially in a workplace.
Just for me, like because with my job, I work at Burger King.
Go ahead.
New Zealand Burger King. I've been there for almost 4 years now. Not in the same store, but within the company. For almost 4 years. I think it's 3 years, 8.5 months at the moment. The only reason I know that is because I'm going to have to explain this. My KiwiSaver is basically... Okay, in New Zealand we have this thing called a KiwiSaver. I don't know if it exists in Britain, probably not America, because Americans, hate their banks or something for some reason. But it's like, if you've got a job, every week you can allocate 3, 4, or 8% of your earnings to be taken and put into your KiwiSaver. And your KiwiSaver is only accessed when you're buying your first house or you're retiring. So it's basically...
We have something like that in the UK called a pension. So part of your wage goes to the pension.
Pension exists as a separate thing, but KiwiSaver is like a super investment. Your employer pays half of what you pay as well, and the government also matches what your employer pays.
I kind of like that, I'm not gonna lie. That's interesting.
So I don't know if it's available for everyone. Like, if someone moved to New Zealand that's not a New Zealand citizen and they wanted to get it, I'm not sure if they'd be able to. But for New Zealand citizens, people born here, it's a really good thing to have. It saddens me because I've got $14,000 just sitting in my bank that I can't touch because I'm not buying a house or I'm not on my retirement. So it's like, whenever I'm really poor for a week and I can't fucking get to work without someone picking me up or dropping me off or something like that, because I don't have a car myself and I pay for taxis or buses. I just have to fucking walk or just bike or something like that just because I can't afford it. And it'd be really nice if I could just take $20 out of this KiwiSaver just to get a fucking taxi or something. But I mean, I know that you can't take it out because it ruins the investment or something to do with bank investments, that kind of interest. That's what I was thinking of.
Huh.
But yeah, cool. It gets an interest rate on it, and you get to choose, right? Because fuck, I'm going off on a big tangent about.
It's fine, man. That's cool. Keep going.
Anyway, you choose 3, 4, or 8%, and then on top of that, you get to choose the interest rate. And I think I'm on the highest interest rate, which is a 10.5%, which basically means that they'll use more of my money to invest in things than they would of someone with a 2% interest rate on their account. So there's more of a risk that my money won't come through with a profit, but if it does come through with a profit, I get 10.5% of that profit instead of 2% like someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something. I basically probably explained it really horribly, but anyway, I forgot where I was going with this. My KiwiSaver, the only reason I know I've been at work for that long is because it started up when I got the job. And every now and then I'll just go on my online banking and see, okay, I've been in KiwiSaver for 3 years and 8 months. And that's how I keep track of how long I've been at work, or in the same job.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, fucking almost 4 years working at Burger King has been an experience, and it's been something that has been quite a rocky road, actually, because when I first started, I did not think that Burger King was a real job. I was naive. I think I was 18 at the time. And I'll just throw it out there. I matured really slow, basically. I didn't hit puberty until I was fucking 17.
Mm-hmm.
So me being an immature bastard, it's just it's fast food. They're going to find people to cover. So I wouldn't come into certain shifts. If they put me on a morning shift, I wouldn't come in because, I didn't, think, fuck it, it's a morning shift. I'm not coming into work, and, they can just cover me. Because, it's fast food, they're going to be able to cover. Little did I know I was being an ignorant piece of shit, and turns out, hey, no, Burger King fast food actually is a job, and people use it for, an income. People live off of it, which I didn't actually realize at the time. I thought it was always just going to be like a segue job or a beginner job kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm there for about a month maybe 3 weeks before I get pulled up, and they're like, Tyler, we need to talk. And they set me down for basically you get 1, 2, 3 and you're out kind of thing. It's like 3 strikes.
Okay.
So they sit me down for my first warning, disciplinary is what they call it, and they're like, you need to pick up your game or you're going to be out kind of thing. So it's like shit. So I started putting in extra effort, and they started rostering me on more and more and more, and I realized, holy shit, I can actually get a lot of money from, well, not a lot of money, but as a 18-year-old who never had a job before, I'm actually getting an income that I can spend on shit, which was always a good thing in my opinion. So I'm just working my ass for about 4 months after that. They started calling me in for night shifts, just to do some cleaning, and then they realized, hey, he's actually quite good at cleaning and he's proficient and he does it properly. So they started rostering me on these night shifts, which are just the closers, closing up, cleaning, all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And after about 6 months of full-time work there, I gotta first say, I was a complete shut-in. I had social anxiety out the fucking wazoo. I was basically in the kitchen. I was a kitchen guy, so I'd be making the burgers, but I wouldn't be taking orders.
Yeah.
About 5 months into the job, they pulled me out and they're like, all right, Tyler, we're gonna start training you on front counter kind of thing and drive through. And I'm just at this time I'm fucking shitting myself because I got to fucking deal with customers, and I hadn't had to do that before. So it's just dealing with random people, just talking to them, looking them in the eye, and just speaking. I always struggled with doing that to just random people. I always felt that there was some sort of judgment about me, just even if there wasn't, even if that's not something anyone would ever think about. It's just something that would run through my mind. I guess that's just what social anxiety is. But I have to actually really applaud my job for helping me get rid of it, because when they started putting me on front counter, it only took a week and a half before I started actually getting more confident and actually talking with people, and I got out of my my rut of social anxiety. And that's about 5 months into the job, and on my 6th month, they pulled me aside and they said, we're going to start training you to be a manager. So, They didn't ask me, hey Tyler, do you want to be a manager? They just started training me. Little to my knowledge, they had started, a month before. When they started putting me on front counter and stuff, they wanted to see how I was going, and if I was capable of doing it or not. And now I think back on it, and you can just realize how they were actually preparing me to do it in a small couple steps without my knowledge. They'd be always doing things like, all right, Tyler, can you go tell this person to do this thing? I'm just thinking, why the fuck can't you do it yourself? You're the manager. But I'd go and do it anyway. I just realized, okay, they were just they were getting me ready to be an authoritative figure, to be a manager.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 months in, they put me on manager, and then I was a manager for fucking 3 years. Manager for 3 years, and I've worked in 7 different Burger King stores in New Zealand now. And just to put that in perspective, 7 different stores when there's only 69 stores in the country. I've worked in 1/10 of all the stores in New Zealand, basically. And I'd be the guy. I actually became really, really fucking good at my job. I don't want to sound too modest or anything, but holy fuck, if they didn't have me, they'd be screwed, kind of thing. I'd be the guy that they'd send to these other stores to fix them up and to get the crew members in line, because whatever they were trying, it wasn't working or something like that. And I just had this really casual approach to being manager that the New Zealand training manager said that he's only ever seen in one other person. it's every time a manager gets trained up, they say you need to be authoritative, you need to tell people to do this, you need to tell people to do that, you need to do that, you need to do that. But when I was a manager, they didn't really have any time to train me because it was just me and 2 other managers. So there was only 3 of us in the store for the entire week. So we were working rugged, and we didn't really have time for me to be trained up properly, quote unquote. But when I was learning the ropes myself, sorry, I'm just a bit dehydrated. I'm gonna just take a drink.
Sorry, dude.
I don't normally talk this much.
It's cool. I mean, when I was so basically my first time having to deal with random people in a job was not at Morrison's really, because I worked at a supermarket named Morrison's after KFC for a little bit. Was actually in the hospital. When I was the cleaner, not really, but when I was the cleaner on a ward, I was dealing with people who were sick. 27 people, in fact, who were sick. And I made it my priority to try and make their day good. It got to the point where when people would move, like leave the ward, they'd leave me a card with money in it.
Oh, fuck. Like a tip.
And, like, the most I ever got was 50 quid for helping someone.
Jesus.
Like, the woman, like, his wife came in. So basically, at the ward I worked in, there's 3 side rooms. The side rooms are what they are. They're a little room where the person is alone. So whenever I go in and clean, I would purposely take, like, sometimes 20 minutes to like, properly speak to the person. And one day his wife was in, like 50 years together or something, and she was on about getting a laptop for her grandson. And I swapped in, and like I was saying, what are you gonna get? And she said this. I went, do not get that. Let me help you with this. I'll get you a cheap one that's better. Blah blah blah. And she said, can you set it up if I get one? I was like, yeah, sure. A week goes by because I had a week off. I come in, she's there with the laptop, and I go, bugger me, you actually got one. She said, yeah, can you set it up? And I just said, yeah, give me a sec. Let me just double check my boss. I can do this, because I like to be safe. She's like, yeah, oh really? Yeah, go ahead. Because most of the time, the nurses and stuff are way too busy to actually speak. And since I'm doing the same monotonous thing like 5 times a day, I'm like, yeah, let's speak. Let's actually let's treat these people like humans for once. Let's be nice. Because I like meeting people, old or young, but let's not go too young here. Hello, this is a PG podcast.
This ain't a fucking PG podcast. What are you on about?
I like saying that even if we've said.
Bro, you gotta be fucking like R18 to fucking view this shit.
Well, we welcome all ages, even the ages that shouldn't really be listening. But yeah, like, so he told me story, like, alright, this guy used to own, well, he still does now, because he's still living, thank God. He owns yeah, because he had a very bad, my ward deals with heart issues, the beating heart. And, he had to have a pacemaker installed and stuff. It was, pretty near death stuff that he was dealing with, but he's fine. He owns a bed and breakfast, and he was showing me photos and stuff. And he just whacks out a photo of Barack Obama. I'm like, no, what the fuck? And like, he's telling me about the way he came here, because I live in the southwest, or at least I used to properly live in the southwest of the UK. Right. And he owned a bed and breakfast there, and he said he was here sorting out stuff for the UK, going to London and stuff, but he wanted somewhere quite far out. And he just picked it there. And
that's insane.
And like, he was telling me stories about when he fought in the war and stuff, and why he has a purple heart and stuff. And he's like, he was telling me stories that his wife didn't know. I was like, oh my god, wow, why me? He was like, who are you gonna tell? And I was like, yeah, fair play, man. And when he left, I was
you're telling everyone on the podcast right now.
Oh yeah, but he didn't. Yeah, I didn't say his name and all that, and like.
Right, yeah. So it's pretty secure.
And it's an anecdote, man. It's a story.
Yeah, you'll have to link this to that like one guy, that you don't know of anymore.
Well, that's the thing. He left me with a card and some money. So the money I gave to the hospital, actually. I didn't want to keep the money because I didn't think it was mine. But the card, I keep with me. So so where I live right now, I have drawers and stuff, like where I keep my games and all that. And with it, I take this card with me everywhere. Because in it, he wrote, because this is before I left for university, I was working my ass off to afford to live where I am right now. And he basically said, here's a little bit to help you. Good luck at university. You're gonna do well. I believe in you. Signed, his name. And
fuck, that's wholesome as fuck, man.
And I keep the card with me. I'm not even lying. I can get the card up right now. But again, I don't want to be a dick and say, here's Michael. It's not his name, but you know what I mean. Here's his card. But legit, it was one of the only times in life where I felt super touched and like really like I didn't know what to say when I read the card, because obviously the sad thing about the job is, not being too sad, like, you know, you come in one day and you realise, oh, Michelle's gone. Where's she gone? Oh, okay. Let's go, and you have to go on with your day. But when he was legit, he was there for 2.5 months. I became legit like a true mate with this guy. And
fuck, that's actually really wholesome, man.
And there's another. I had another guy who, he's a fully grown man who has social anxiety so much he brought his TV to hospital. Like, I remember one break where we played Rocket League together.
Oh fuck, really?
Yeah, and like he was using like the fucking all the hospital plugs and stuff, you know, to power his Xbox One and stuff. He was a proper. It'd be me in the hospital, because, you know, I'd bring in my Switch and be like, no, let's leave it there. Breath of the Wild, you know. But yeah, like legit, I keep that card with me, like wherever I move to, because I don't know, it just really touched me, man. Like that, just me doing my job, you know, and just treating him like a dude, like a normal guy, like a mate, made him so happy. Like, I legit appreciate that. But I had no idea that you were a manager, man. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no.
Fair play to you.
Well, the thing was, they put me on as manager, and I didn't find out until maybe a year and a half ago, when I was actually leaving my my first store, Napier, which no one will know. But that was my first store that I worked in. When I was actually getting ready to leave to come down to where I live now, sorry, it wasn't a year and a half ago, it was more like 10 months. But I was saying goodbye to, you know, everyone kind of thing, and, you know, I was saying goodbye to the one surviving manager that was left that hired me, kind of thing. And he was saying, it actually sticks with me. He's like this Indian guy, really hairy, really funny, but also really strict kind of thing. Mm-hmm. He said to me, Tyler, I thank you so much for what you've done. You were the best mistake that we ever hired.
At least he was honest.
Yeah, it's because, you know, I was really bad at my job when I first started, and I just worked my way up and became really good at it. But that made me laugh, man. You know, best mistake we've ever hired.
I still keep in contact with some of the people I used to work with. I still keep in contact with them.
So do I. My home store, like, it was such a wholesome kind of experience, because everyone that worked there was kind of like a family. We were like friends and families kind of thing. There was only like 1 or 2 people that worked there that weren't like close with each other. Mm-hmm. But everyone else, you know, would do things, you know, would walk in, would be like, hey, what's up? And be like, fuck you, cunt, you know, kind of thing. It was common workplace knowledge. You either got a slap on the ass or a hug, or both. You know? And, you know, you got to choose. But whatever you chose, you'd probably get the opposite, you know? Mm. So, like, you know, let's say this person's coming in, you know, she comes into work, it's like, oh my god, you're here, kind of thing. You go up and hug them and you slap them on the ass, and then you just get back to work. We actually got in trouble from our area manager for doing this, because it was like indecent workplace activities in front of customers, kind of thing. So we couldn't do it anymore, but we still did. It was just like not in front of customers.
Yeah. Fair.
So we waited until we were closed and shit. But that always made me laugh. I'm still in contact with them all to this day. But when I moved down to Nelson, I didn't actually realize this at the time, but the Burger King here is actually one of the worst in New Zealand. Mm-hmm. And I'd been sent to a couple of trouble stores to get them fixed up and that kind of thing. But holy shit, when I moved down to Nelson and trying to get this place back to glory, quote unquote, to a good enough standard, it was fucking impossible for me. And I was the guy that had fixed up multiple different stores, you know. It's just the upper management from me was absolutely abhorrent. So they had no grasp on how to do it or what to do, kind of thing. So that just completely ruins anything that I was trying to implement. And because I couldn't implement anything properly, it all just fucking kept tumbling down whenever I tried. So in the end, I just was like, fuck it, this is just a job now. I'm just going to come in and do a job. I'm not going to give a shit about the company. And I've had these thoughts quite a lot, because being a manager in one of these places, you get to see how shady and shifty the upper management really is.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck, there's things that I could tell you. There's things that I could tell people in, like, what is it, like, the union, health and safety, and like we've got this thing in New Zealand, Fairgo. There's a thing called Fairgo. It's a TV show that like investigates like companies and shit that are being like mistreating to their staff, or like doing illegal practices and that kind of stuff. And if I just went to like this Fairgo company and just started listing off a whole bunch of things that Burger King was doing, I could get the place shut down. Like, hands down, I could get Burger King in New Zealand shut down from all I know. But at the same time, if I did that, good luck for me finding a job ever again. You know? Because it's like,
the moral battle, but you don't win the life battle, let's say.
Yeah. It's like you win the battle, but you don't win the war.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because who's going to hire a guy who went out and spoke against the company to get it shut down?
I mean, McDonald's maybe, because, you know, you took out competition. But...
No, but the thing is, like, if McDonald's hired, they'd think twice, because they'd be like, oh, we've got our own shifty practices. We don't want to hire this guy, because he'd probably go out and fucking dob us in as well.
McDonald's never hired me, because when I did the KFC thing, I was pretty desperate. What was that? I told you I got laryngitis. I've been drinking so much during this to not cough as much as I could have. But whatever.
Well, I've hardly heard you at all, so I mean, you've obviously mastered the fucking the speaking, because I haven't.
I like to think so. But yeah, so before you even get an interview for McDonald's, you have to do like an online survey. And at the time, I answered honestly. Like, I answer honestly now, but you know, let's be real. When you're trying to get a job at some kind, don't be fully true, especially with fucking fast food.
You bullshit your way to the top, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's how a lot of people film it.
What are you willing to bring to the table? I am willing to make every customer's satisfaction guaranteed.
I mean, let's not to be up my nasty, but I think I did do that when I was at the hospital. Because, like, you're supposed to, like, make them, like... So, if there's a guest with the person, that, you know, they're supposed to pay for a tea or something. And I just always go, no, don't worry about it, mate. Go ahead. It's only a tea bag and a bit of water. Who cares?
Yeah.
And then that makes them, like, go, smile. Oh, cheers, man. And yeah, so like, I used to like doing that. I used to make people smile. If I made them like smile even a little bit, I'd be like, yeah, I think I did alright there. You know, kind of thing. Like, yeah, there have been times where I've been called the best guy we ever had in was a guy with Tourette's. Because if I meet a guy with Tourette's, we're instantly friends. Because they normally find an imperfection with you. For example, as soon as I met him, he went, fat cunt. I was like, yeah, I like this guy. Because I used to be chubbier than I am now. I used to be.
Right.
I'm getting slimmer, but hey, what are you gonna do? I still got a bit of poundage to lose. You can probably hear that. That's me.
Yeah, no, I could hear it.
Oh my god.
Hey, don't worry, I'm the same. Hold on.
There you go. We got a bit to lose.
I haven't been trying, but all goods.
Well, to be fair, I doubt it's that bad.
Yeah, it's not as bad as like the average American, but like, you know, it's still disgusting.
I did kind of find that when I was in the queue and like in Florida and stuff. Like, because to go on any of the water rides at their water theme park, Volcano Bay, you had to be weighed for some of them. Because, you know, if you're going too fast, because your weight on a slide, you're going to fall off. And, like, when I got weighed and stuff, I was like, oh, I am a bit tubby. And they're like, oh, you're cool. I was like, oh, I'm not that bad. See, let's go. I was quite happy.
Like, I experienced the exact same thing, but only opposite in Australia. When I was there, they had this new ride for a water park, and I was there with my dad and my sisters, two of my half sisters in Australia. I got 4 sisters, 2 that I've grown up with, and 2 with my dad in Australia. But anyway, this was before I was leaving to come back to New Zealand. We were there for a day at a water park, and there was this new ride. It was basically, you were standing in these tubes, and they did a loop-de-loop in a water park. Yeah. It was a slide that did a fucking loop-de-loop in a water park. But the thing is, you had to be over a certain weight to be able to do it, otherwise you wouldn't go all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
So we were getting weighed for it, and my little sisters, both of them, they weren't able to go on the ride because they didn't weigh enough. So they'd get actually stuck in it, and they'd have to have people go in, open up the hatch, and let them out if they were to go on the ride.
Okay, like in The Simpsons, where Homer gets stuck.
I'm not actually too sure, but
I reference The Simpsons a lot because in the UK we have things called charity shops. So if people don't want shit anymore, they give it to a charity shop. So if
we got exactly the same.
And so I have two big scores. One of them is actually, no, I won't say one of them because one of them's gonna be a video I'm gonna do. So look, I won't say that one. But I was walking to uni one day, and I was gonna catch the last bus before my lecture starts. I was walking along idly, headphones in, listening to, I don't know, what was it? I can't fucking remember. Let's say Hatsune Miku, because I was listening to that earlier. Because that's like the only wee bit of me that's still left. I like Vocaloid. Because I got into the Hatsune Miku games. I got into the Hatsune Miku games on the Vita. Because I like rhythm games.
Yeah. I do like rhythm games. I think I played the first time I actually played a Hatsune Miku game was like last week. My mate downloaded it on my PS4. Without me even knowing that he downloaded it. And he's just like, hey, let's play this. I'm like, alright. Played one match. I think it was alright.
My first time was at a convention playing one of the big arcade versions. And I thought it was
cool.
Fuck.
I've seen those in Thailand when I went there. These arcades. Fuck, man, Asians are super godly at rhythm games. I saw people playing them, and I was like, yeah, I'm not even going to try to play it, because if people, started looking at me, they'd just laugh.
I feel quite happy that I can be in that, that range, though. Whenever I play Guitar Hero in public, I get a crowd. I have this thing where I go from crowd to crowd. So, alright, wherever I go and I see a Guitar Hero arcade, I like to play a certain song, get the top score, and leave my mark. And when I was in Florida, in the Island of Adventure, they have an arcade with Guitar in it. So I was like, yep, let's do it. And I did my song. I was like, yep, 100% lovely. I'm going to go and get a ride now. I turn around and I have a small crowd. But the thing is, the funny part is, they perfectly boxed me in. I thought I was going to get mugged. So I went, ah! So then they started clapping and I went, oh, it's for Guitar Hero. Oh, God. Oh, okay, cool. We're safe. We're safe. My Arkham Highland is safe. But anyway, I was walking, and at the corner of my eye, I noticed a Simpsons DVD in a charity shop. And if I like going to charity shops to find a rare PS2 game or something.
Yep. You'd never be able to find that shit in New Zealand, man, because they don't exist.
Fair enough. I have a friend.
People don't chuck or people don't give away those old PS2 games or PS3 consoles or anything to those charity shops. They'll sell them on the New Zealand websites, or they'll just fucking give them to a mate or biff them. They don't ever give those kind of shit.
A lot of people do now, but I like to jump on people's mistakes.
Yes.
Because, it's a mistake. It's a mistake to give something away for free. You can still get a bit of money for it. But yeah, a friend of mine has Rule of Rose on the PlayStation, which is currently the highest priced PS2 game in the world. It's a Japanese horror game, and he paid 50p. I was like, "You dirty bastard!" Yeah.
Holy shit! How much does it cost normally?
So if you were to get it from CEX, which is it's a highly popular second-hand store in the UK, it would cost you £190.
Jesus.
So to sell it to them, it's 116. They give you in cash. So if he ever has a deal with the local cocaine dealer and it goes wrong, he can just give him a copy of Rule of Rose and go, "You'll know." Then walk away. Anyway, I noticed the Simpsons season 4 in the charity shop. I was like, "Oh, hello! I'm gonna go and grab that quickly." And I ended up getting seasons 1 to 9 for £2 each.
Jesus Christ!
For £2 each though, and I'm in my so basically when I go to bed, I like to either listen to a podcast or listen to a show. And currently, it's Always Sunny or The Old Simpsons, because I grew up. All right, here's a little thing as well. I grew up watching The Simpsons, but then I'd watch it again with a commentary on. At a young age, I love the commentary. So I went to uni with this big sack of shit in my bag, rustling around, and a mate asked, "What the hell is it?" And I opened up, and it was just full of Simpsons discs, and I went, "Yeah, baby, you'll know what you want to buy." Like a fucking dealer. And I I have a so like drawers where you keep your pants and socks and shit in. I have a drawer just full of Simpsons DVDs. So I open it and go, season 4 today, and just take it out and put it in my Xbox One.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, man. I love charity shops, and like not many people do like bother anymore. It's mainly for clothes. People throw away their old clothes to them. Like that's where I've got my Hans Moleman costume. I went to charity shops and just got the tie, the cane, and like the right trousers and shit. Because I went on a pub crawl as Hans Moleman. That was great fun.
Moleman is the Simpsons guy, right? The old one that always gets like shat on. Yeah,
he's the one that gets hit in the dick with a football. Hans Moleman presents Man Getting Hit by Football. That one.
Yeah, I know the guy.
Yeah.
It was like I remember on like a Treehouse of Horror episode, he just gets like ripped apart by alligators or something.
He always gets killed. He's like,
poor guy.
He's like Kenny of fucking The Simpsons. He always gets killed. And like when I was in Florida, I went to Universal Studios as well, and I got a photo of Milhouse, and I called him my spirit animal, and I called Hans Moleman because, all right. So one of my weird hobbies is I love theme parks, but I love like everything about them.
I love theme parks as well. They're so fucking cool.
But I love like looking into the theme park history and shit as well. Like,
okay, I'm not that into them. I just like the rides.
One of my favorite YouTube channels is called Defunct Land, which is a dude where he just talks about old theme park rides that no longer exist. But
okay.
In the pre-ride queue, so there's a pre-ride queue where you go up a really long flight of stairs for the Simpsons ride, and when you're getting briefed pretty much for the ride, there are so basically you're at Krusty Land. It's a new theme park, Krusty Land, and there are a bunch of screens around you, and it's basically Simpsons side characters owning stalls, and Hans Moleman is the Q&A guy, and I took a photo of him, and it was like my spirit father.
My spirit father.
And like I photoshopped me next to him as Hans Moleman because I dressed up as him for a pub crawl. Yeah.
Oh yes. Don't speak to me or my son ever again.
And like I love the old Simpsons, man. I fucking love that shit. I specifically got only the first 10 seasons odd because I've watched them after that, and they're not bad by any stretch of imagination, but they're not the magic in my opinion that was the older seasons. But,
yeah, like I've noticed when I watched a couple newer Simpsons episodes, it's basically going on the same things that they've already done.
Yeah.
Either that or it's just it's not entertaining.
No,
as much. I mean, sure I'll watch it over like something else, but if I've got anything else that I could be doing, I'd be doing that instead.
There are some good episodes. There's one I point to where Homer and Flanders become like buddy cop duo. They become a buddy cop duo, like season 20, and that's like that's writing waiting to happen. Flanders and Homer being cops. That sounds great, and it ends up being a pretty great episode.
I do remember the ones where like Homer and Flanders went to fucking Las Vegas and got new wives. That was when that what's her name Flanders' wife was still alive. I forgot her name.
Yeah, Maud or whatever. I used to watch those. So when I was little, when we were little, VHSs, were the main way to watch shit.
Oh man, VHS. Be kind and rewind.
Oh,
you'd always rent them.
I love that film, by the way. Just what I'd say.
Oh yeah, that's the one with Jack Black in it, isn't it?
Yeah, where they have to remake all the films in their movie store because they all got wiped. But yeah, we used to have so basically my mum and dad used to work all the time because we were dirt poor pretty much. So I used to go to my nan's, and she'd always have like the same 4 Simpsons VHSs. So if you want like pretty much season 5, I can quote for you, like just straight up quote, because I watched it so much as a kid.
You won't need to, but I can believe you because I can do the exact same thing on the SpongeBob movie.
Oh, fucking... One of my videos I want to do, because I'm currently in the process of buying an old slim PS2. Because I have pretty much, I have most game consoles that, were mainstream at home. But I'm here at university, so I say only. Like, this year alone, I bought a fucking Wii U and a Switch, so, Because I bought a Wii U for 2 reasons. Breath of the Wild, because I didn't want to buy a Switch at the time, and it's so easy to mod a Wii U. I've homebrewed my Wii U so I can play GameCube games.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so easy. It runs like off so simple OS. It took about 2 hours to mod. I've got hard drives hooked up to that bitch. I've got Wii games. I've got GameCube games on there. I've got SNES games on there. It's an emulating powerhouse, this fucking thing, man. I can see why it flopped. I mean, I didn't buy one until 2017, but, you know.
Yeah.
And then I bought a Switch, ironically, a month later, because Mario looked good. And, yeah. I have the dock right here. The fucking piece of shit plastic dock. I say that, and I'm making a short film about the bastard console.
I got this weird... I wouldn't say it's hatred for Nintendo, but I don't think that anything that they do is of any interest to me, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just, it always seems like they're always trying, they're either trying something new that doesn't seem to be that fantastic of an idea, in my opinion, or they're doing something that is the same old.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I mean, I don't fully agree, but I can see where you're coming from. I mean, the Switch is the first time I've ever bought a console out of interest for one single game, which was, Mario Odyssey.
Yeah. I mean, I did the exact same thing with the PS4. I bought the PS4 for Bloodborne.
So, alright, I bought the PS4 for a game I haven't even finished yet. Persona 5.
Oh, yes?
I bought it for Persona 5.
Okay.
Because, alright, Persona 4 Golden for the PlayStation Vita is currently my favourite game of all time.
Just a heads up, I haven't played them yet, so just don't do any spoilers.
Oh, no, don't worry, I won't say shit, I wasn't planning to anyway. I have a friend, Andy, who I've got into, he's got into that series because of me, and, he's finished it. He finished it quite quick. He was like, you gotta finish it. But, it makes me really sad to say I didn't really care for it too much. Everyone was like, oh, you're not a real fan. I have to scream, I bought a console for this! I paid 200 quid for a damn black box! Another one! Because my fucking Xbox One's black, my PC's black, my Wii U's black, my Switch is black. Saying that, my screen's black as well, and my laptop's black as well. I think I have a thing for black guys. Just saying.
Man.
Well, that escalated.
I've got a white PS4, so I can't say the same.
But I don't regret buying my PS4 because of my PS4 I got into Yakuza, and
Yeah. I've been told that series is fucking amazing. And I really want to get into it.
It is next to Persona 4. It's the biggest what took me so long kind of game.
Right.
Because I fell in love with it in an hour and beat it in a couple sittings, and I'm so alright. So basically, Yakuza 0 was set way before any of the other games. It's a prologue for Yakuza 1, which is a game in 2005. So it sets up the characters.
Yeah, no, I've got a friend who's basically explained to me the whole ordeal about it. So I'm quite aware of it.
Okay.
It's just I haven't gotten around.
But for listeners who may not know,
any of them,
who aren't gamers, maybe.
Fuck them. We're talking about ourselves.
But for the listeners who may not know, basically they're currently remaking the old game. So Yakuza 1 was remade as Yakuza Kiwami, and in December 2017 they released Kiwami 2, which is Yakuza 2 remade. And I'm so adamant on playing those games. I have not touched any other Yakuza apart from Kiwami and 0. And people were tweeting me saying Yakuza 6 has got a demo. I said, get that out of my face. That is 5 games worth of spoilers. You can fuck off. I've seen Kiryu holding a kid. I'm like, no, I don't want to know the context. No, leave me alone. Spoilers are a thing that I do not like.
Can we just talk about how spoilers in video games and anime and movies are just some of the worst things that happen ever?
It depends.
A lot of people I know don't care about spoilers, which really confuses me, because what gets me into a game is I love the plot elements, I love the story and the characters and the gameplay. And the graphics definitely don't matter to me. I mean, I fucking play a game with shitty graphics and 20 FPS. I don't give a fuck about how well it runs. As long as I can enjoy myself playing, and how I enjoy myself playing is usually with a good story, good characters, and decent gameplay. I mean, my favorite game of all time is Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay,
right?
Cool.
And that part of it's biased nostalgia. But whatever. the reason that game is my favorite game is because when it came out, I played it I played it at night, and I was only allowed to stay up until like a certain time because I was really young when it first came out, and I rented it from a rental shop, and it was like one of the new releases, so it was like overnight release. So I could only play like 3 hours or so before I had to go to bed. And if anyone's played Kingdom Hearts 2, which I imagine 98% of the gaming community who has owned a PS2 has played a Kingdom Hearts game, in their life.
Yeah, I played Kingdom Hearts.
They know that Kingdom Hearts 2 starts out with Roxas, and, as a huge Kingdom Hearts 2 fan, if I could cut out any of the game, it would be the whole prologue. Just because, it just sucks, right? When you're getting into Kingdom Hearts 2 from Kingdom Hearts 1, and let's say you didn't play Chain of Memories, because, it was on a Game Boy Advance, so I don't blame you if you didn't. It's just really, really confusing. And when I first played it with my first 3 hours of Kingdom Hearts 2, and I was playing as Roxas, I got really worried that I wasn't going to be Sora again. And since I never completed the tutorial or the prologue, and before I had to take it back, that was just stuck in my mind for so long. Can I see my boy Sora again? Where's Donald? Where's Goofy? Kind of thing. I'm seeing all these flashbacks to them, but I'm not getting where they are. I ended up picking it up again maybe a week later, and the funny thing is I never actually owned Kingdom Hearts 2. I would just keep renting it. So I probably could have spent a lot less money than I needed to, but I just kept renting it over and over and over again until I ended up beating it. But as soon as I got to Sora, it was just like, boom, fuck yes, I can't believe this took so long to get to. And you just see the title screen pop up. It's such a visceral feeling of just, I can't believe I made it through this horrible slug to get to where it just turns amazing from now on. And that was a big lead up to what I was about to say, but just the gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 2 when you are Sora is just some of the best and fluid gameplay of any game that I've ever experienced. It's just, even if the story and the characters aren't that great, I still have a wholesome love for that series just because of just how wholesome the characters are and just how great the gameplay is. It's just something, whenever I play it, it just brings back this childhood sense of playing a game because it's fun and not having to worry about all these other aspects that people seem to just throw in a quote-unquote good game nowadays. And I got sucked into that, playing only quote-unquote good games for maybe, 7 months or so last year. And then I started this year playing other games such as Lollipop Chainsaw. What else did I play? I played Gravity Rush. That's actually a good game, though.
I played that on Vita.
It's really fun. But my point is, I was actually starting to get into playing games because they're fun again. Not having to worry about these immense storylines or does this game deliver in this aspect? Just be like, is this game fun? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna keep playing. Is this game not fun? No. Why are you still playing? Kind of thing.
Oh, definitely.
And I've definitely got a problem with that kind of thing. If I'm trying to get out of it, but I'm one of those 100% completionist kind of guys, where if I start a game and on PlayStation you got the trophies, I'll always try and go for the platinum trophy, even if the game isn't worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'd end up just slugging along, grinding for these trophies, and not enjoying myself as much as I just could be. Right. So with me playing this year, just recently, these games that are just specifically made for fun, I stopped myself from trying to 100% everything just so I can experience more games in general. But in terms of favorite games, like whenever my top 3 games, I guess I can tie a couple games. If I got slots, right? My number 1 slot would go to Kingdom Hearts 2 and Dark Souls 1. Have you played any of the Dark Souls games?
I played 1 like on Xbox 360, and I played 3 at a like press reveal thing at Comic-Con, and I played Bloodborne.
Okay. But yeah, Dark Souls 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, probably tied for my favorite game of all time.
Oh, and I have Demon's Souls as well. I played Demon's Souls when it first came out.
That's a good game.
Yeah, ain't too bad.
And then for my number 2 slot, I didn't actually play this until recently, and this is what I was leading up to with my spoilers, was The Last of Us.
Oh, really? Because I waited to play that game until I had a PS4. Because I was going to get it the week it was announced for PS4, like on PS3, and I thought, I'm going to wait a bit longer, play a better version, quote unquote. I have it. I don't think it's, my favorite game ever. I give it like a good high 7 maybe. Like I don't like the ending, which how do you feel about that?
Oh, you don't like? I fucking love the ending.
I understand it, like I can understand why they did it, but not. I didn't like the execution of it.
Oh no! If I was gonna make a video on The Last of Us, everyone's already fucking made a video on The Last of Us, so it's like, why do I need to? Yeah. But, just that ending, fucking brought me to tears, man. Wait. Okay, are you talking about the ending just before it clips to credits? Are you talking about the last 20 minutes?
Clips to credits.
Okay, so I want to avoid spoilers because this is what I want to talk about. But okay. So just that conversation that just ends and it's to credits. Yeah. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that exactly.
Okay. Because when I mean the ending, I'm meaning the last mission that you play.
Oh yeah, I had fun with that, and I also understood why, because that's trying to be vague, because that I know people still play Silent Hill 2, for example, and I don't want to ruin that for them. But it was someone's want. It was someone's wants over the greater good, which I kind of liked as a character.
I absolutely love that. I mean, the ending just before it cuts to credits as well. I still really enjoy that. It's. I don't think The Last of Us needs a sequel, but at the same time, I'm looking forward to see what they do.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was a bit sad that the woman who played Ellie wasn't at the conference that I was at when I got to interview Troy Baker and Nolan North, because I'd have loved to.
Oh, really?
I did get to speak to the woman who played Elena from Uncharted. She was lovely.
Haven't actually played the Uncharted games.
I recommend it. It's not the 9 out of 10s everyone gives it. The climbing is atrocious at times, but it is a great cinematic game, definitely, and it is probably one of the best looking games on PS4. Definitely, I'd say.
Fair enough.
It's fucking stunning at times, man. The fact that this runs on a PS4, at times, I think, fuck it, Nora. Wow. That was the most I've used the screenshot button on a PlayStation game.
Oh, really?
I couldn't in Persona 5 because they blocked it.
Oh my god, really?
For spoilers, yeah.
That's right. I remember that now. But
I mean, it was fair. But
with the spoilers talk, The Last of Us, when that came out, I was an Xbox fanboy of The Last of Us. Mm-hmm. So I was still playing my Call of Duty on the Xbox 360. Bad times, horrible times, cursed timeline. But when it came out, it's like, okay, this is a PS3 exclusive. I want to know what this is all about. A lot of people are praising it. So I watched a fucking Let's Play of The Last of Us. I watched a Let's... This is the only game, other than multiplayer games, that I have watched a Let's Play on.
That's like fucking... that's like someone who wants to watch The Walking Dead Season 1, the game. And I think, let's watch it and see what it's like and watch the entire thing, then plays it. Yeah. It's not the same thing.
Yeah. I know. I just... At the time, I just wanted to know what everyone was on about, and I wasn't going to buy a PS3 just for one game, because, I was a poor college student.
Yeah.
But fuck do I regret ever watching a walkthrough of it, a playthrough of it. I mean, when I played the game myself, I was so immersed that I could ignore the whole thing of, I know that this is going to happen shortly. And also my memory was kind of faded, so I forgot a lot of things. But if I didn't know about anything, I have a feeling I would have enjoyed it just a bit more.
That's fair. I mean,
but I gotta say, there are some emotional parts in The Last of Us that just truly stick out with me, and I've gone on a lot of threads and comment sections and all that kind of stuff, and it turns out a lot of people, like, because I'm a big sucker for the music as well, and my favorite track in that game is during a specific scene with the giraffes.
That I use my script, like the photo mode a lot in that bit.
That's my favorite track in the game. That's my favorite part of the game, and just thinking about that part of the game brings me to tears. Like almost any time I think about it. And that track, I found out, is not actually one of the most loved tracks in the game. Like the most loved track in the game is like, I think the credits track, or the track that plays at the end of the last mission, which I mean, completely understandable, but it's amazing to me how little people actually find this one track that I like as great as I do. And I think it just shows you that people appreciate different things more than others, you know? And I really like that whole aspect about humans. And that's why it brings me to that point of, like, when I said I really liked that video that you made about just talking about yourself kind of thing. It's because I really love those, like, down-to-earth, human-to-human interaction moments, you know? That's the best part about a game or a series or something to me, or other than Kingdom Hearts, I guess, because, you know, that's all goofy and Disney-like. But, you know, just that stuff, anything that amplifies character interaction or, you know, that kind of narration, that's usually the best part of the game for me. And that in The Last of Us, that music just brings that scene so much emotion that can't be said or shown, and I fucking love that.
So since you said top 3, why not just say what the third one would be?
Okay, my so I've said my tier 1, so that's Kingdom Hearts and Dark Souls 1, and then tier 2 is The Last of Us, and also Nier.
Oh,
now,
Nier.
I'm not talking about Nier Automata.
Yeah, Nier for the PS3.
The original Nier.
Yeah.
My friend, my best mate, got me into this series. And when I played Nier, I was actually blown away. I was just blown away so much about how great of a game it is. You know, it's, you know, looked down upon by a lot of people because people think it's like really... I don't know. I don't want to say things that aren't true about it, but I feel that it doesn't get the recognition it deserves.
I feel the same about Yakuza.
Fair enough. But I think people know a bit more about Yakuza than they do about the original Nier.
Original Nier, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, like, it kind of... I haven't played Nier Automata yet. I really need to.
I haven't
putting
either.
it off.
That will probably be another one of the, this took me too long to play kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. But like I said, with Nier, it's got those character interactions and all the extra side stuff in Nier actually matters to the characters and who they are and how you perceive them and all that kind of stuff. And the thing about Nier is none of the people none of the main characters are good people. They are all bastards. They are all evil people. Well, maybe except for one of the characters. But he still does, you know, questionable things. But just the way that it's written and the way they're written is just perfect. And just to hear that Nier Automata might just be as good, it just makes me super hyped to play it. And whenever I see people talk about Nier Automata and it's be like, the gameplay is super awesome and the story's a little weird. It just makes me upset, because that's probably the highlight about those games. Because I've also played Drakengard 3, and the story and the characters in that game are pretty good as well. They wouldn't nearly, in my opinion, match up to Nier's quality, but the Zero, the main character in Drakengard 3, is probably about the same level of character in Nier, anyway. Mm-hmm. Like, up to par, in my opinion. But I do still need to play Drakengard 1, and that's what stopped me from playing Nier Automata, because I need to play Drakengard 1 first, and then I'll play Nier Automata. But, yeah, so that's my second slot of favourite games. And then my third favourite game, Bloodborne.
Yeah, many do say that.
Yeah, Bloodborne's just amazing, and it's really difficult for me to think about what I like better, if it's Bloodborne or Dark Souls, and it really depends on my mood at the moment. If that makes sense. I can't just hold, oh yeah, this is automatically better than this one, but I'll try to. But at the moment, like, if I'm playing the game at the time, that's my favorite. If I'm playing the other game at the time, I either think this is better or this isn't as good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that about Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne quite often when I play between them.
That's fair.
Because when you play those games, there's a lot of different gameplay options that you can play them for. Like, you don't have to go the same build, like when you create your character. So you could find a way of playing that's way more enjoyable to you than, like, let's say in Dark Souls 3, if you went and played the game and you started off and you wanted to be a tanky character and you got a shield and, a big fucking great sword, and you played around blocking and all that kind of stuff. Sure the game is fun, and the game, like, story and narrative and characters, they don't change, so that's cool, but the way that you're playing it influences how much you enjoy it. And then you go to Bloodborne and you're just playing as this lunatic who's got, like, no weight to him, or like, no hindrance to his movement, and he's just slashing everything in his vicinity, dodging, and he doesn't block at all. He's shooting cunts in the face. It's more enjoyable, but at the same time, if you play Dark Souls 3 in that same way, it can be enjoyable like Bloodborne as well, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like however you play influences how much you like it. And that's what I like about the Soulsborne games. Was there anything else that you took note that you wanted to...
Legit, I only wrote down we both worked in fast food. I worked in, you work in fast food.
Right.
And that was legit the only thing I prepared, because I thought I'd see, we just see how it goes. I had this, like, 25 fucking questions thing, lined up just in case it went to utter shit, because I think there will be at least one episode where the person and I do not connect, so I thought I'd bang one of them out. And, like, these are all pretty dumb questions, but I think, like, for like us, we could take a question and make it funny. Like, what is your most embarrassing moment, and what feels like love to you, and stuff like that.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so say again, what did you say? Like, what is your most embarrassing moment, and then what did you say after that?
So the two questions I just randomly picked just then were, what was your most embarrassing moment, and what feels like love to you?
Okay, well, that second question I actually don't know.
No. I haven't felt a feeling of love in a very long time, and even then that was, you as a kid, so, like, no, can't really tell, can you?
No, I feel love towards, like, my sisters and my mother, that kind of thing. But in terms of, like, someone who, like a partner, I have never felt that way. So I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Yeah.
But that first one, I've got a bunch of stories that would be quite embarrassing.
Oh, really? No. Do you want to? Should we share one before we cut this? Share one.
Should we share? Yeah, sure. You know what? Fuck it. What's it matter to me? You know. Fuck. All right. Do you want to go first, and then I'll go after?
I'm trying to think. What is my embarrassing moment? That's what I'm trying to think, because I've kind of prided myself in my YouTube career over the years of being embarrassing.
Right.
I guess there's always stuff at conventions and stuff, like I've made an ass of myself on stage and all that, but most embarrassing is a really good question. I honestly don't know. I'm trying to think, because I've embarrassed myself quite a lot, but not like, oh my god, that's so embarrassing. I'm gonna say that on the podcast in 4 years, kind of thing.
Right. So like, it's nice to distinguish the difference between what's actual embarrassment and what's when you look back and you just cringe. Because I think that they're two separate things.
I mean, looking back,
like when you look back and you cringe, that's not really a thing of embarrassment. That's just like, oh my god, I'm an idiot for doing that.
That's more like self-reflection kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
Facebook has this thing where you can look back at, here's what you posted in 2013, and I shared one just today saying, I'm surprised I have friends.
Oh no.
Because from 2012 to 2014, I thought I was some great internet comedian, and so I posted, I'll read the one that I posted on the 12th of March 2014, because, in my time, it's now 4:20 in the morning. Hey. This was what I wrote as the post. Sarcasm will get you nowhere in life, my teacher told me. Well, it got me to the International Sarcasm Finals in Florida back in 2012, I informed him. Really? He asked. No. And I looked at that, that's got 25 likes. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but in terms of distinguishing, there's that look back on cringe kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it can be embarrassing, but no, unless you're telling that at the same time, it's not really an embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
Where I find embarrassment is if something happens to you and you're saying it to a mate and the mate's just like, fuck, I remember that was really, really embarrassing for you kind of thing. And then that's what I reckon true embarrassment is. And I've probably got a couple of stories like that, but I do have one that would probably be the top pick if I was going to choose
one to end a very long podcast on.
Yeah. So do you want to choose your one first? And
I'm
then,
really trying to think, man. I'm legitimately trying to think. Because I've made a cock of myself so much, but nothing that stands out too much. I'm really trying to think. If it was going to happen, it would probably be within year 9 or 9th grade. Excuse me, probably.
Yeah, no. The things that I'm remembering are from grade school, kind of 12, 13, 14.
I mean, here's something that I think back on and think, fucking hell, you are a retard. For some reason, this lovely lad named Tom, I know his mother quite well because she's my doctor whenever I go home. Lovely woman. For some reason, the second grade or year 2, for some reason he kept holding a worm up to my face and trying to make me look at it. So my response was to kick him in the cock.
Oh, okay, that's a different response than I was thinking of.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And even today I'd be like, what the hell, you get out of my face. But for some reason, it antagonized me so much, I kicked him in the ding-ding. Apparently, I split his ballsack open.
Holy shit!
With a kick. I know.
Oh my god.
And all I did was hide under so basically, I said this in my Journey into Sadness video, I think, where I kicked him in the dick and I hid under the stairs going to our field. I don't understand why, but I just did. And thinking back, that's a what the fuck were you doing, mate, kind of thing. I wouldn't say it's embarrassing, but it's definitely, I'd say as an adult, that is a bit embarrassing of I am now a university student trying to get a degree, trying to make, serious films. And I kicked a kid in the cock when I was 6 for trying to make me look at a worm.
Right. Alright, well, here's my story, and it's just going to take a little bit of leading up to it, kind of thing.
Bit of backstory,
A little bit of lore for you. Basically, when I lived in Australia about maybe 10 or 11... it would have been 10 or 11 years ago. I was actually just meaning when I was 10 or 11. I would always bike to school with my best mate at the time. He lived around basically 2 corners from me. We hung out all the time, kind of thing. He was also from New Zealand, so we got along pretty good just because of that reason. But he'd always come over to my place, and then we'd just bike to school together. You know, that was our thing. And we'd always just try and find different routes to go through. And one time... Oh, and also I just got to mention that when we left, my mum would also leave, and she was the only person who had the key. So she'd always have the key and lock up. So there was no way of getting back into my house, basically. That plays an important part in what I'm about to continue on with.
Okay.
So we're biking to school one day, and I hadn't been feeling that well in the morning, but whatever, you know, I'm going to school. We decided to go down this certain path, and it ended up cutting our bike time from like maybe half an hour to 25 minutes. So we stopped in this park that we'd been to a couple times, and we just started fucking around on the park, and brilliant me thought, hey, you know, I'm 12, right? Let's do a funny joke. So I was like, hey, Ryan, come over here. And he's like, all right, what's up? I'm like, I'm gonna do like the world's biggest fart. Are you ready? He's like, oh, yep, sweet as. Let's hear it. I lift up my leg. I fucking let out a thunder, and ended up shitting all down my fucking leg. Now you see, here's what is bad about this, right? My mate, he was laughing, but he was also concerned. It's like, fuck, we got to go to school, you know. So we're just wondering, what the fuck? How the fuck do I clean up after myself, right? Because I can't just go to school with shat pants. I can't get back into my house because it's locked up, all the windows are closed and everything. So I can't just, you know, quickly go have a shower and all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to think, fuck, what do I do? So in the end, I basically strip down and I have to chuck my underwear away. That's how bad it is. I have to chuck my underwear away. So I'm going commando the whole day at school, right? When we got to school, also, I gotta tell you, biking after you've just shat yourself is probably like horrible experience. Don't try it. Don't try it at home, folks. But we got to school, we were a bit late, locking up our bikes in the bike shed or bike park or whatever it was. And I'm like, alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and just tidy up a bit. We get intersected by one of the girls I had a crush on. And this is after, like, the morning period had started, so she's also late. And, you know, she intersects me, and I'm like, sup, I need to go to the bathroom, so, you know, I'll be right back, kind of thing. So I go into the bathroom, clean up, come out. Turns out Ryan had told her what had happened. Because us three, we had a group of 4. You know, it was us 2 guys and then her friend and herself. You know, we hung out for a bit, and so we were pretty close with each other. But he told her what had happened. Thankfully, she never said anything to anyone else, so it's like a secret that's gonna like go to our graves and I guess the people listening to the podcast. But at the time, holy fuck, that was like the most embarrassing thing I think I have ever experienced in my entire life. Or up to that point, anyway.
Yeah, fair.
I can probably think of something else, but yeah, there's no coming back from that. Especially when your mate tells it to a chick that you got a crush on.
Yeah. Oh, Tyler, hello. That my mate just shit himself and it fucking stank. That's something one of my fucking mates would do. Like, whenever, like, during school, whenever I used to have a crush on someone, like, you know, the 2 that I mentioned in that fucking story, if any of my mates were near, it'd always be the, insert name here. I think I called her Yuki in one of them. So, Yuki. It's Yuki. Antonio. It's Yuki. You have to go, yep, I know. Yep, yeah, I know. Yeah, I can see her, yeah. Do you want to go speak to her? Yeah, kind of, yeah. Do you want to come with you? I'd rather not. Let's go with him. Let's go with him, guys.
Yep, I know exactly how that feels.
To end it so that you're not having to tell a story alone. This isn't me like an embarrassing story, but it reminded me because you said you shit yourself. I haven't shat myself, thankfully. However,
you lucky bastard.
Yeah, well, I worked in a job in the hospital where I had to clean up piss.
I have yet to do it to this day. That was a one-time occurrence, so yeah, I can be thankful for that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I go.
Only on the weekends. But anyway, so I work
only on the weekends.
So I work in a job.
Only on Tuesdays at 4:30.
Mate, that's shitting time. Anyway. So I work in a job where I have to clean piss, poo, blood, and shit up all the time because, I'm working with people that have issues involving all of their body. Mainly their heart, but, they're normally there for other reasons. And when I have to do the toilets, I knock on the door, double check no one's in there, and, go and clean it and stuff, do the steaming and all that. I knock on the door, no one responds, I go, alright, come on, let's go. Someone's in there, so I go, oh, sorry, sir, didn't see you there. But basically, he stared me deep in the eyes for about a good, 5 seconds, and I was worried. I was like, you okay, mate? And slowly, he started to shit on the floor.
Oh, no!
He then put up his pants, his trousers, and walked out the room. I just watched him walk by, mouth open. I was about 17 at the time. I went, do I laugh? Do I cry? Because I gotta clean this up. It's fresh.
That's something that's a crying moment right there.
And I was good friends with this girl named Ashley. If you think of a hot nurse, that is she's a stereotypical hot nurse.
Oh, okay, awesome.
And I said,
is she lesbian now?
She is.
Oh no! The curse remains.
The A touch continues. But anyway, and I told her that, and she said, "I'm not cleaning that up." I said, "I know you're not," and grabbed the pan and slowly walked in, knowing my fate.
Accept your fate.
And with that, I'm gonna end it there.
Fair enough.
And then we'll cut that. But my housemate is working on a film called The Bathroom Attendant. I read the script and thought, I want to be in this film. Because basically, what it's about is, there's this really sharply dressed man working as a bathroom attendant, which means I get to dress up in a top hat, I get to use my cane, and all that kind of shit. I love doing that. And basically, you're a bathroom attendant, so you help one guy, which soap do you want, sir, and all that shit. The second guy comes in, he likes it, he's like, yeah, this is cool. You give him a sweet and shit, and he leaves. The third guy comes in, you do a conversation, and the second guy comes back, and he says, oh, can I have a sweet for my son? And he does a bit more dialogue, and then he says, so how long are you working here? And I go, oh, I don't work here. Then walks out the door. That's the end. And so my housemate had the exact same reaction with that laugh, because it's my delivery. I went, oh, I don't work here. And I really want to get into this role, because it sounds so fun.
You're just standing there professionally, just handing out candies and sweets, lollies, or whatever you call them in fucking Britain.
Sweets, yeah.
You call them sweets. Yeah. Fucking New Zealand and Australia is lolly, and then
I mean, we have lollies, America. But they're their own thing, a drumstick and shit. Yeah, they're separate. Yeah, so we don't call Skittles a lolly, but drumsticks are lolly, for example.
Drumstick, like a chicken drumstick.
No, drumsticks like these sweet little lollipops. But no, okay. I actually had some chicken earlier because I'm on this fucking weird diet thing. Should we do the counting?
Yeah, sure. I mean, fuck, you might as well just put this in the bloopers or something.